But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me work upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be much stronger in the presence of my Savior.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior.
Call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, and oceans deep. My faith will stand.
Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fall and fear surrounds me, you never failed, and you won't stop now.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me. Spirit, lead me. Spirit, lead me. Take me deeper. Take me deeper. Take me deeper into you.
Hello, my peoples. Good to see you guys. Good to see you on another live today. Another live. Yeah, so we got a topic and then we got a movie on Rumble. So we got a topic on YouTube and then we got the one movie on Rumble, The Eagle, which we was meant to do at the weekend. But since we didn't, because I took Saturday off because I was tired and I had something on, I can't remember. Something like that. And yeah, we was meant to do it then. So yeah, we're going to do the Eagle tonight after we do the topic on YouTube. We did a fun one earlier on. It was just a Paul McCartney one. You know what I mean? Is he Paul McCartney or Billy Shears? That type of one. So yeah, it was a fun one. Tonight's the more serious one. It's a testimony from Almost False's channel. You know, the one sometimes he has real testimonies where the guys definitely are real testimonies, you know, but then there's other ones where the testimonies are a bit dubious, you know. So yeah, not his fault, just sometimes maybe some people's discernment isn't good as others, but we'll see what this one's like. I mean, he's definitely got legit testimonies on there, but at the same time I think he's fooled by ones that aren't legit as well also sometimes, you know. So we'll check it out, but we'll do what we normally do. We'll start off with a couple of gym observations. I think we're caught up in them, but we'll go back and find an older one. But first of all, let me say hello to peoples, and the link is there for anybody that wants to come in. The link is there. So, I haven't got the overlay on, the chat overlay. There it is. It's on now. There it is. There it is. So, hello, Bazza and the Hoos. Good to see you. 4Jacks was here earlier. Good to see you, 4Jacks, if you're about. If not, good to see you anyway. And who else we got? Sandra and Hoos. Good to see you, bro. Babe, always a pleasure. Saddlebomb. Yeah, they are great voices. They are definitely great voices. I think they're a little auto-tuned, but that's okay, man. That's just to make it sound perfect. But you can tell they've got beautiful voices, man. Without a doubt. Mr. Super Sidewinder, always a pleasure, bro. Babe, I think I've said hello, babe. I said hello to Saddlebomb. Terra and the Who's, good to see you, bro. That's it. That's all we got for the minute. 10 watching at a minute. A few in chat. I think, it's Tuesday night, so Quantum Eraser's on. A few people will be in there also, I would say. Wow, I actually hit 650 subs. For 6 weeks actually, I've been on 640 and couldn't get off 640. It was up and down. I nearly got to 650. I was on 649, and then that thing happened to me banned on. It was straight back down again. So yeah, now I've actually hit 650. Actually hit 651. So yeah, I'm over it. But hopefully it stays. But yeah, thanks to the guys who've been subbing. Bless you guys. Right, Gym Anus. Let's do a bit of gym first. Then we'll get the topic up. Again, guys, links there if you want to come in. And also, like I say, after the topic, we've got a movie on Rumble, The Eagle. And you know yourself, when I do one movie, I end up doing something like Twilight Zone, the old Twilight Zone. I end up doing like an episode or two of that. So, yeah. Let's do it. It's a possibility that we might be having CP Theo's Golden Calf on Friday. Possibly. Not guaranteed, but possibly. Don't know what time and that yet. So if it is Friday and it interferes with movie night, it'll just have to be so, and I'll have to move movie night to the next night. But whatever, we'll find out what time it is. It might not interfere with it. It might do. But if it does, that's fine. I'll just have to shift it to another day. The movie night, I mean, not C3PO's Golden Calf, because it's hard to get him, pin him down. So we've got to get him as soon as I can. Hold on, let me just check a WhatsApp. I think Vicky is WhatsApp me. I don't know, but I will check it just in case. Yeah, she has. Oh yeah, okay, babe. Did you put? When did I put? Oh, that was earlier. Baby, I'm watching on TV in bed. Love you. All right, babe. Love you too. I'll get a good rest. Yeah, Vicky was up earlier today. So she's been a bit tired. Just got her some resin things that she can. I don't know what they are. There's this thing where epoxy resin. You can arrange flowers and all that in it, then put in epoxy resin and all that. So I just got her a little thing like that she can. It's getting delivered tomorrow, so she can play about with that. She likes things like that, so that's good. Ooh, my background stopped moving. Not for you guys, but for me. It never stops moving for you guys. I don't know why it does that for me. Let me just sort it. I'll just change it to another one. It'll start moving. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Actually, let's do a natural one. Let's go back to an old school one. Yeah. Let's do the stars in the background. That's cool. That's cool. Right. Jimenez. Let's do it. I think we're caught up with Jim, so we're going to go hunting down his page a little bit. Right. Let's go down, deeper down now. Wow. Certainly I've caught up. But I know there is longer ones way back when that I didn't do because they were too long to do at the start of the stream. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll find one of them ones and just do one of them if it's long. See, like the 11 minutes Southern Comfort. Okay. Or the 8-minute Stars. Or 7 minutes Sirius B. Ooh! One for Sirius B and I didn't play it. What? Oh, right. This is Sirius B's one then. How come I didn't play that? Wow. Right. 7-minute one for Sirius B. And this was 3 months ago. So, for Sirius B. Sorry about that. I didn't even notice it. Wow. Jim should have told me. Sirius B. Dedicated to you. Let's do it. I'm sure they will. Sarah. What space? The space in the garage? Yeah. I want an application as well. I want to see this. That's funny. That's so funny. Space doesn't exist, not even on your keyboard. So what have you got instead of a space? Just a, I don't know, gap. You call yours a gap. That's what it is. Yeah, the old gap theory, which is a terrible theory. 74, 74 years young. Hey, Sandro, just think about it. Abraham hadn't even had his first kid by that time. So if you think about it, says Sandro, Abraham was about 100 when Isaac was born. So, yeah, my day. Oh, that was obviously when Isaac was born. That was his first full kid, obviously, but he was a little bit younger when. Was Ishmael born first? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Isaac. Yeah, Ishmael was born before Isaac. I thought so. So, yeah, he was obviously a bit younger when Ishmael came along. Hold on, let me just find that. His first full son, anyway. You know what I'm saying? With with his wife. When Ishmael was born. Right, so when Ishmael was born, he was 86. So, yeah, he was still older than you, Sandra. And when he had his first one. So, yeah, second one, 100. So, Ishmael was born when he was 86. Mad, eh? Mad. Cool job. Your atmosphere. Well, I would say it's actually Sandro, because it's for Sirius B. I would say it's Sirius. I would say the star is Sirius, wouldn't you? If it's for Sirius B, I would say it's for Sirius. I would say it's Sirius. I don't know for sure. I would say that. Do. Thank you very much, Jim. Let's put his link in for MD watching the chat replay. Because I don't think Jim's in it in a minute. So MD watching the chat replay. There you go. There we go. I always put in there just in case. Right, let's just get to the topic. It's a testimony on this guy's channel called Almost False. He gets people's Christian testimonies, like their conversion to Christ from where they were, and it's usually some people that have been in some kind of cults and stuff like that, or just their full testimonies in general. Like I say, I sometimes question his lack of his discernment, sometimes, because some of the testimonies he shows are brilliant. They definitely happen. They're real. You know, you can tell the stories are real and they can be checked and stuff like that as well. But some of them are just not. You know, you can tell they're being embellished. The stories are being embellished. Some of them are even glorifying their past lives, and some of them have actually got questionable things in the rooms and the background and that. So I question his discernment in some of them, but some of them, his discernment's been fine, and some of the testimonies are great. So we'll see what this one's like. We could review a near-death experience one, because I'm not adverse to people having near-death experiences. But a near-death experience isn't necessarily a godly experience, you know. Sometimes it's just chemicals happening in the brain when you're actually passing away. You've got electric still in your brain when you die. Are you properly dead until the electric's all gone out of your body? I don't know. But yeah. If you give me some links to ones that you like, because I don't watch them anymore. But yeah, we could review one of them. Absolutely. We could do that one day. That'd be a good idea. Some NDEs. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's do that sometime. Review some NDEs. I'll do that through the afternoon. If you've got one about a half an hour long, I could do it for tomorrow afternoon. But you'll probably be on at the same time, though, Tara. You'll be on doing Arwen. But mind you, I start after you start, so you could, yeah. So it could still work. Yeah, if you've got one about half an hour long or something, could put in. You've got the link for it now. We could possibly do it for tomorrow. I mean, I have got other topics if you haven't, you know what I mean? But we could possibly do it for tomorrow if you've got one. Say about half an hour, 40 minutes long, something like that. So I'll get a 2-hour stream out of it. You know, that'd be cool. Yeah, cool, man. That'll be excellent. Tarek, just give a shout whenever you're ready, bro. That'll be cool. Right, let's do this. Let's get this testimony up. And again, it's an hour long. It's about an hour and 7 minutes long, this testimony. So I'll try and do less talking, because obviously, but if I have to talk, I have to talk. Again, link isn't pinned if anybody wants to come in. Right, let's do it. It would do only because it's quite a long one. For some reason, when I download these guys' videos, I only get to do them in 360. I don't know why, because anything up to 2 hours, I can usually get into 720 or 1080. But some of them, I can only get 360 on. I don't know why. I don't know how they do that. Anyway, this is one. It's still decent enough. The resolution's still good. Right. How millions of students are tricked into entering pagan, obviously, sorority thing. Right, let's do it.
States, an estimated 9 million people have been part of a sorority or fraternity. That's about 3% of the population. But here's where it gets strange. 76% of U.S. Congress members.
I don't know how true these statistics are. I'll trust him. He's done them. I haven't looked at them. So, again, I don't know how true they are.
Belong to these same organizations. How does such a small group hold so much power? What are they hiding behind closed doors? And what is the true purpose of these organizations? Well, on the surface, it looks like community. But behind the veil, something is still pulling the strings. Something dark to whom millions have sworn loyalty to, blind to the eternal repercussions that their vows carry.
Oh, there he is, Jim Innes. Just as I finish one, Jim, I didn't realize that you did one for Sirius about 3 months ago, and I totally hadn't showed it. So I just showed it there Hey, Jim. I didn't have a clue. I didn't show it, so I just showed it there. So bless, bro. Bless, bro. Nice one for being here.
Hello and welcome back to the Almost False podcast, where I interview regular people with incredible stories. Today's interview is with a former member of Delta Sigma Theta, the biggest African-American sorority in the
So Delta Sigma Theta, the biggest African. So they've got a sorority just for African American women. Okay, well that's a bit mad because I didn't realize it was just for African American women. My thumbnail has got white people. I didn't know.
world. We talked about everything the Greek sororities and fraternities don't want you to know, including their recruitment mentality, their gruesome pledging process, and the secret rituals and
why would they just have it for just African American women? Why wouldn't they be mixed? It's a bit weird.
oaths that are required from all members. It's extremely disturbing, yet it's something that flies in the face of hundreds of thousands of college students every single year. My guest is Lala Jenkins, and she's here to sound the alarm. So here's a complete story of how and
Lala Jenkins. My my sister had a sister-in-law. I've got a sister-in-law called Lala as well.
why she entered and ultimately renounced the Greek life.
Yeah, so when I joined the STEP team, comes to find out the advisor of the STEP team was actually
Why has she got curtain, the tassels on the end of curtain, you know, like the things you put around, you tie your curtains, curtain tires. It looks like the tassels for the end of curtain tires on her ears. Oh, mud earrings, mud earrings. Okay, let's see what she got to say.
a part of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. So that is actually it's a large African American sorority. It's the second largest. The first one is
That's what I'm saying. It's a large African American. So she's on about Alpha Kappa Alpha. It's a different one. But why is there ones just for African American people and one is there ones just for white people as well and just for Asian and just for, you know, is the sororities like that? Because if there is, then you can see straight off that they're trying to separate people to maybe turn them into a cultish type of way, you know? That's a bit mental. I didn't know this.
Delta Sigma Theta. So when I got onto the STEP team, the advisor, she, for abbreviation, is AKA. She was an AKA. And they were doing all things AKA. So they were mimicking
AKA just means also known as.
what the AKAs did in the sorority. So that
Oh,
was
no,
my
right. No,
exposure.
she said it earlier. Alpha, Kappa, Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. I'm thinking AKA, it just means also known as. But yeah, no, she's on about Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. Got you.
To anything sorority. So
Hey, Jaden, good to see you, brother.
my family wasn't Greek. I didn't have family friends that were Greek. So I didn't know anything about sororities and fraternities. It wasn't until I got onto the STEP team and I saw the advisor, she would always have, you know, her jacket on with AKA on it. And the STEP team was doing the poses. They were doing the steps that were mimicking the AKAs. So that was my, you know, my open door for me getting into sororities and fraternities.
J Dawn, not J Dan. I keep correcting Roger on that one, Sandra. Don't worry about it, I'm messing. But yeah, it's Jaden. It's J Dawn, I think.
So you mentioned your family wasn't Greek, and I don't want to skip over that because
I did send you a comment, a message in Messenger, Sandra. I don't know if you got it or if you sent me one back or what. I'm not very good at keeping up to date with my messages and stuff. Yeah, Sandra, I had a look for them. Oh, but you did send me something back. Yeah, the sniffer dogs must have got them, yeah. Absolutely, bro.
For people like me, I think that are not really familiar with any of this world, this is like a Greek sorority specifically. That's a kind of sorority, is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, it's Greek. Yes.
And that's what the letters, because alpha is a letter A in the Greek alphabet, and so that's kind of how they're set up. But when you said that they started mimicking the sororities in the STEP team, what do you mean? Can you give us examples?
Yes. So for AKA, some of their moves, their poses that they do, so they'll do like the mirror, they'll hold up the mirror because they're known as pretty girls, and so they hold up the
So
mirror.
they do some kind of ritual thing that would mimic some, I bet. Hey, Jay the Dawn. I like it. I like it.
And then some of their poses that they would do is something that they call the Ivies. Well, they'll kind of put their arms straight out, and it'll kind of, I'm trying to give you a visual. It'll kind of, it's some of their poses that how they just kind of pose.
Is it like Freemasonry type poses? I don't know. I don't know much about fraternities and sororities. I just know that they're like low end part of the secret societies in a way, you know, even though they're not very secret, but what they do within it is classed as secret. And don't tell us to do that. Don't tell anyone we do that sort of thing, you know, and a lot of hazing, a lot of humiliation type rituals and that as well, obviously. You know, it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing.
In the sorority is, if that's making sense, I'm trying to break it down, but it's kind of like the stuff that they would do in the organization. So if you see them taking pictures, you'll see them doing certain poses or certain hand signs. But the interesting thing is, and I want to clarify, she never was involved in the step team by teaching us these moves.
I keep forgetting it's bloody. It's like, I know it's Flats' night off, but he does the prayer meeting, not the prayer meetings, Bible studies on a Tuesday. I should start on a Tuesday. I should start maybe an hour later than I usually start. I usually start at 8 p.m. I should maybe start at 9 p.m. so I could go to the blooming Bible study. That'd be cool. In Discord. Yeah, I should maybe start doing that. Yeah, she's throwing up the 6. I don't think she's doing it intentionally, but you know what I mean? It happens. That's the thing. Though. That's the thing. That's the thing people watch too much. If they're doing it all the time and it's blatant, yeah. But if people are scratching their eyes and they throw up a 6, sometimes people just go okay because that's what they know it as. It's just okay. You know, I used to do that okay before I knew it was 6s. And now, even when I do it now, like if I go to say, oh, yeah, it's okay, and I'm wary of it, you know, like I'm conscious of it. But I think people pay too much attention to that. Like, yeah, if they throw up 6s all the time and it's a pattern, yeah, I get it. But if it's just a waving of the hand or they're trying to express something, we can't always look at that. You know the score, Sandro. You know, with your blooming eye. You know fine well you're nothing to do with the Illuminati. You're dead against it. But you refuse to change it because why should you? That's not what you're portraying. Just because you've got a picture of your eye, you know what I mean? I mean, like I said, this is her testimony of her conversion to Christ through being a sorority. I mean, like I say, this guy on the left, because it's his channel, he's had plenty of people in here that have told brilliant testimonies that are absolutely 100% true. But there have been ones that are fairly dubious, you know? Don't know which this one is yet because we just started. I mean, so far I don't see anything wrong, you know.
It was just that the fact that she was there.
Yeah, exactly. Some are obsessed, bro. Some are obsessed. Too obsessed, man. Too obsessed. It's crazy.
It's when you think about the spiritual
side.
That's
why I did that stream yesterday about the symbolism in movies. Because even there, it's hidden in plain sight, but in the movies, it's showing actual symbols, not just a bit of clip art on someone's bloody YouTube page. You know what I mean? Clip art. It's mental.
There is, there's a spiritual side to it. There's spirits that are behind these organizations. So those spirits and those
Yeah, I agree with that. It's obviously spiritual behind the organizations, especially secretive. What did Jesus say about secret? Apart from praying in secret or keeping your works to yourself and all that kind of thing in between you and the Father, that type of secret, but manipulative, secretive stuff. He says it will always come to the light. You know what I mean? It's not good. Light overtakes darkness, like you said yesterday. You know, darkness is an absence of light. Light isn't an absence of darkness. You know, so light will always overpower the dark.
Organizations, just her presence there, it was like we wanted to be a part of that. So she wasn't teaching us the moves or anything like that. We just kind of assimilate.
Well, yes, you assimilate. You assimilate. That's it. She's not teaching you, but because you're in a sorority, you're meant to mimic these people. That's the people you're looking up to. So you'll end up assimilating. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Absolutely.
Related into what the sorority does.
Okay. And
And
for
you
the
know,
viewer,
the
if
thing
you
is as well about people using their hands and that a lot. I can understand if they're under suspicion anyway because they've got evidence of being in a secret society or this or that or a show or whatever. But when some people just literally talk with their hands all the time and they're waving their hands about, so sometimes it's inevitable that they'll go throw up at 360s or cover their eye or scratch their face. You know what I mean? It's inevitable. Or rest their hands and like that simply and make a triangle for a second. Some people think that way. I remember I used to sit in church and when we were standing up for worship and that, this is when I was rehab, I didn't know where to put my hands. I was uncomfortable. And this is before I knew about symbology and that. And I remember standing there like that and putting my hands together, bridging my fingers together like that, making a triangle, pyramid sort of thing, just bridging them. And then I'm dancing about my fingers because I was shy and all that. I was being coy. And, you know, I was a new Christian. I didn't have a blooming clue. So, yeah, Skull and Crossbones. Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's one of those sororities or comes from, you know, derives from. Yeah, absolutely.
you've never heard about anything like this, sororities being spiritual, we're going to get into it. Be patient, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
So,
for a while I didn't even think about sororities. I mean, yeah, I knew about secret societies and all that, but it wasn't until it was brought up a few months ago about hazing and stuff like that. I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, of course. And they use Greek letters and stuff like that, and you know, they do things in secret and they humiliate people, you know, and it's all about hedonism with them, you know, the self-gratification, pleasing themselves. Do what thou wilt. Again, you know, that shall be the whole of the law.
when it comes to the sorority, you graduated college. Did you join the sorority that the manager was in? What happened?
So that was the goal. The goal was when I graduated high school, I wanted to go into college and become an AKA because that's what I was doing in high school. But when I actually went to the University of Houston. And when I got to that school, I realized that the AKAs on
What the hell is an energy mudra? A mudra. What's an energy mudra? I sometimes sit with a diamond showing, as Musk does. It's an energy mudra. I don't know what that means.
their campus were not the AKAs that I had, envisioned or that we were. So I went to a yard, when I got to U of H, I went to a yard show. And pretty much what a yard show is, it's a show where the different organizations, they pretty much do steps, they do dances. So it's pretty much, just showing off the organizations. So when it came to the AKAs to do their
Yeah,
performance,
well, when they're showing it, well, that's the thing with the sororities and they're dancing about and showing off the organizations. I bet they're doing some mad poses in the dances just to kind of show where they're at, you know?
I remember I was in a crowd. I was kind of like, is this just the AKAs at this school? I just wasn't really, I couldn't see myself being a part of that chapter.
Oh, okay, Sandra. I used to do yoga exercises when I was in prison, but yeah, no, I'm not going to be into that kind of. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you.
But the interesting thing was after them was the Deltas. So Delta Sigma Theta is actually the largest African American sorority.
Yeah, I really don't believe any of that, to be honest. I think that's all pseudo crap.
Actually went the Deltas on that at that chapter, they went on after the AKAs. And so their performance, they were who I envisioned the AKAs to be.
I didn't say demonic, I said pseudo crap. But some of it is demonic. Definitely. You're using forces that's not of God in some cases. I'm not talking about the whole lot of it, but some of yogi is not good. Definitely not.
They were super pretty. They were very confident. They were very loud, very proud. Their steps were very, just dramatic. And you could tell that they were commanding the stage. They just had this type of presence where you were like, whoa, who is that? And so that's pretty much that's how my reaction was. I was like, okay, AKAs, no. who is this? And so that's when I actually shifted from wanting to be an AKA to wanting to be a Delta. So I switched organizations that I was interested in.
Okay. So again, maybe I don't know if Americans are aware of this. I'm not from the US, so to me this is like all foreign. So I'm going to ask questions to try to clarify some of these things. You talked about the performances. Was it, because that's the way that I understand it, was it like some kind of show where all the sororities are there and do this step performance to try to impress the new, like the freshman girls, to recruit them into their organization? Is that what it was?
Yeah, pretty much. But the goal is, we don't say it's to recruit. The goal is really just to let everybody, the freshmen, all of the people that are here, let them know who runs the yard. So
Who runs the yard? Well, I mean, I suppose she's saying it in kind of colloquial terms, but it's true, isn't it? It's true. Yeah, there's always a boss of the place, isn't there? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't. There's nobody here, Sandro. There's only 6 people watching, bro. That's what it is. There's nobody here to chat to. It's just you, I think. I think it's just you, pretty much. So there's not many people here. You've got to remember, it's Tuesday night. Quantum erasers on. It depends on my topics as well. Sometimes my topics doesn't pull anybody in. Sometimes it does. I don't know. I think maybe it's because QE and that's on. I used to have quite a lot come in on the Tuesday night, whether QE was on or not, but I don't know. I don't seem to get over 10 nowadays on a Tuesday. Don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe in my comment, maybe people just don't like my content anymore. Maybe it's just stale. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
yard meaning like what organization is pretty much at the top of the hierarchy when it comes to all the orgs. So every performance is, we're the best organization. This is why we have the highest GPA. We have the most leaders.
The time I used to get more people coming in was when I used to do my morning one, Sandro, 8 a.m. between 7 and 8 a.m. That's when I used to have most people coming in. But because Roger kept having to get closer to that time because of when he was working and that, I ended up moving to the afternoon. So like, and left Roger with that. Not that I couldn't go on at the same time as him, but there's a crossover. Some of his subs are mine, so I wanted to keep it kind of separate. So I moved over to mainly afternoons and nights. Because I used to do mornings and afternoons, didn't I? But now it's afternoons and nights. You know what I mean? Can't be helped. But Roger gets the views in the morning now, where I used to get him in the morning. You know what I mean? Can't be helped. It's kind of time. But the thing is, I realize Roger's on tonight at the same time as I am. But he's starting in like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So he's on at the same time as me. It's one of them. It's one of them. I can't. It doesn't matter what I do. I end up bumping into him somehow. You know, it's one of them.
You know, we're the best dancers. We won all these step shows. So it's basically just like a bragging show. Each org comes up and they're just like, we're the best. Next org, we're the best. Third, it's all, we're the best. But it's just,
Sounds like we're the best. It's a lot of pride. That's for sure.
A different type of organizational way. Every organization has their own type of style, has their own type of culture, has their own type of, I guess, vibe, as you would say. So, they'll stick in the organization, but everybody's just pretty much saying the same thing. Y'all are horrible. We're the best. Yeah, end of the show.
And so you were impressed with Delta, and I forget the other words that were there, but anyway, Delta.
Delta Theta, something she was, but the other one was Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Delta. I was in place of Delta, yes.
And so you wanted to join. How's the process of joining?
So the interesting thing is, I actually didn't know the process.
Yeah, you didn't know the process. This is where you got to be like, I don't know, lick up someone's bloody dribbly diarrhea that's came out their backside while they've been ill, that kind of crap. No, thank you.
Yes. It was a girl that I went to high school with. She actually went to the same college, and she was a little bit older than me and a few of my friends that were trying to pledge also. So when we first got to school, she pretty much sat us down in our dorm room, and she basically kind of put us on game of how to join the organizations, because we're fresh. We don't know what to
Yeah,
do. I don't have
Mikey.
any Greeks in
Oh,
my family. So usually if you have,
so
anybody
say Mikey Smith's on as well, Sandra, so people could be in there as well.
in your family that's pledged, or any family friends, they'll kind of tell you how the process goes, but we didn't have that. I didn't have that. So she sat us down, and she was like, number one, you got to be discreet. And she was like, don't go around telling everybody that you want to be a part of these organizations. And they were like, if you want to be AKA, because it was one of my friends, she wanted to be AKA, we wanted to be Deltas.
Hey, I went to good to see you. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. There you go, Sandra. There's someone for you to talk to.
She was like, you want to be AKA, just start going to their events. Don't go to their tables. So they'll have different events where they're kind of like a freshman, kind of like an orientation. And so they'll set up the different organizations. And she was like, don't go to their tables. Because if you go to their tables, that's letting people around you know that you want to be in an organization. So everything has to.
But what? Why? Why does that let them know that? Unless that's intentionally meant to let them know that, you go sit at the table if you want to be in the organization. This isn't it mad that sorority and fraternities are low level type of secret societies? It's so mad. But I mean, fair play to her. Her story is legit and that, and she came out of it. And I mean, I'd like to. Obviously, she's telling the story. It's only just started. It's only 10 minutes in. It's got like 50 odd minutes to go. So like, obviously, she's telling the past part of the story yet. Hopefully, when she gets to the Jesus part, we do hear glorifying of Jesus. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's where the testimonies lack on this channel. They tell you that they've converted, whatever, but you don't hear of the confession of Christ sort of thing. And there's not much said about Christ. It's just, and I come to Christianity type thing. Not all of them, obviously. Like I say, he's got plenty of debates, testimonies on his channel that are legit, brilliant, fantastic. Some are very, very dubious.
Be very secretive. And so that's why it's called a secret society. If they find out that you're talking, that you're telling people, then you're going to be considered jail, which means that you can possibly, tell their information, and they're not going to want to bring you into their membership.
Because they're looking for people that are not going to snitch. So if you start talking to everyone, they kind of
obviously
see that as a red flag.
They see that as a red flag. They see it as, we can't trust you. They also see it as, when we start to do pledging.
How can you trust anybody who wants to keep shit secret? Slaps you about and expects you to be okay with it. That's mad, isn't it? I went out of OTW chat. It was interesting. OTW. Not sure who OTW is. Monsoon ever so long, lonely, so lonely.
Then you're going to tell because you don't know discretion.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the rituals, you cannot, like any of the rituals, that's secretive information to the organization. But if you don't know how to keep that secret, then they're not going to be interested in you, because you don't understand we're a secret society. Like, everybody's not supposed to know.
Yeah, but if they let you in how to do the rituals, then you let the secret out. The ritual's not going to change because you let the secret out, and then people know the secret anyway. You know what I mean? So whether you got to keep the secret or not, I think people would probably know about them.
Know what we do.
Okay. Well, let's expose those secrets today, because I don't like secrets.
Expose the secrets. Right, I'm going to make a coffee. I'll let you listen to this. Secrets be exposed. Again, guys, links there for anyone to come in. Not that there's any people coming here. It's 8 people, 2 people in chat and 8 people watching. Anyway.
Secrets, and I think that things that are done in the dark should be brought into the light.
That's the word.
What is the initiation process? You talked about pledging. I don't really know how it works, but just in chronological order of the things that they had you do, can you talk about it?
Yes. So first things first is going to the events. So the first event will be they'll go to church together on Sunday. On Monday, they may have an event about the mind where you talk about mental health. On Tuesday, they'll have an event, maybe it'll be community service. So everybody will meet up on campus and we'll go and collect some trash together, whatever it is. But it's considered their event for their prospects. So they're pretty much putting on these events so that those that want to be interested can start coming and showing their interest.
Okay.
And so it's pretty much just like it's just like a breeding ground to just kind of interview prospects and really test to see if you have what it takes to be a part of the organization. So what I started to do was I started to go to the events. And one of the things that the girl from high school told me is that you have to start speaking to them. You got to start letting them know that you're interested at the events, not outside the events, because that means everybody gonna see you. But in the events, as you're there, so maybe it's a mental health event and, there's a speaker and then, the event is over, then I had to go around and say, hi, Stacy. Hi, Tasha. My name is Lala. I'm a freshman and I'm interested in organization. And so as I'm speaking to them, their response will be, so why you want to be in my organization? They're looking at me. I'm gonna tell it from my testimony. They were looking at me like, so you think you got what it takes to be a Delta? And I'm like, I believe so. My GPA is a 3.2. And they're like, so you think that's high enough? Well, such and such, she got a 3.6 and you only got a 3.2. So why you think you gonna make it in? And then I'm like, I understand that she got a 3.6. I only got a 3.2, but I know that, I have a heart for the organization. I know that I am heavily involved in other organizations. And so I know that I can bring that experience into Delta. So you just have to really sell yourself. And then the questions, they keep asking you a variety of questions. And so they'll ask a question like, so what's her middle name? Like, and this would be like their sorority sister. What's my sorority sister's middle name? And you like, middle name? I don't even know her last name. So I'm just like, I don't know. And they'll be like, well, don't you think you should go figure it out? Don't you think you should go ask? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go ask. And so it's kind of like this whole like intimidation. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I think now when I joined the organization and me being in their shoes, I believe it was just one of those things where it's like, let me see how.
Right. Yeah, I didn't hear anything of much importance I need to comment on. But yeah, I'm just going to leave this to play, guys. It's quite a long testimony. I'll be probably about five minutes. I ain't going to talk. I'm just going to try and sort out tomorrow's stream. While I'm doing this, so I don't have to think about it later. I'll just let her tell her testimony. If there's anything I hear that's important, I will stop and talk about it.
Bad you want it. Because it's a lot of people that when they start going through that, so what's my name? What's my last name? What's this? Like after that event, they gone.
It's a weeding out process.
Weeding out process sounds a little like chaffing the tails. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, on the evil side, obviously.
How bad do you want this? If I tell you to bring me pizza by 9 a.m., will you do it? And if you don't want it bad enough.
Okay. So did they end up accepting you into their organization?
Yes, they did. I ended up making line. Yup, I made line. And what ended up happening was, I remember when I got that phone call, I cried so hard because I really, really wanted this thing. Because I had been going to events. I've been dealing with that whole, like, why you want to be a part, like all of that for like 2 years.
Oh.
2 years. Yes. It was very stressful because every time you saw them, I had to be like, hey, discreetly say, hey, how you doing? Hey, Tasha. Like I had to be on it every time. So if I'm at a party, just hanging out with my friends and one of them walk in, I'm like, oh, I gotta go speak. I gotta go speak. Hey, Tasha, like I had to do that. Cause if you're in the same area.
There's something I saved the other day. I mean, it's 2 hours and 25 minutes long, but I want to show it one day I probably shouldn't. I won't. review it because it'll take so long. It's 2 hours and 25. But it was a psychological experiment gone wrong. And it was about this. I don't know. It's Wendigoon, the channel the Wendigoon does it. And it's I haven't even watched it, but I mean, I've got a basic idea of it from the first few minutes. Like I said, it's 2 hours 25 long. Psychological experiment gone wrong. And what it was, I can't remember who it was. These doctors got 3 people who were actually schizophrenic or something like that, medically schizophrenic, stuff like that, and put them together and actually said they were encouraged them that they were actually Christ and they thought they were Christ. So 3 people in a room pretending to be Christ, thinking they're actually Christ. It was an experiment. So I'd like to show that, but I'll have to show it as a watch party and obviously just do little commentary on it because it's 2 hours 25. I'm not on about today, obviously. It was called The 3 Christs of Ypsilanti, something like that. How we doing, Jaden? You good?
What's up, brother? I'm doing well. Hopefully yours as well.
Yeah, just watching this testimony of she was in a sorority, so she's trying to show how sororities were kind of pagan. So she's at the first part of her story, telling about her past life, her past, in sorority. Right. And we haven't come to the confession of Christ or anything yet. This guy channel, Almost False. I mean, I like it. And he's got a lot of testimonies on there that are valid. They're brilliant.
Oh, is he the one interviewing her?
The guy, the skinny guy. That's his channel. It's his channel.
Yeah. Did you see the one with the old guy? And he was like, he said he was a vampire and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that was a crazy one.
Dude. Oh yeah, the one that was a Freemason, like really high up, the skinny dude.
Yeah, and then he changed. Yeah,
he was legit. But there's some of them that are really not legit. Really not legit. Yeah. But so I do think in some cases his discernment's lacking. So that's why I keep coming back to him, just to test whether like, because some of the stories are brilliant, and it glorifies Christ, but some of them are not so, and you have to watch what's going on. You know what I mean? And if it's not true, then you call out as being not true, or you can't say for sure, but you'd say, look,
a little skeptical.
Yeah, it sounds a little dubious, So I do think his discernment lacks now and again, but at other times, perfect. So it's just one of them. So let's carry on. Have you just come from the? Did you hear what I was saying about that psychology? Have you ever heard about the 3 Christs of Ypsilanti?
Yeah, I was listening to you say that. I've never heard of something like that.
Well, it's a video by Wendigoon. It's a psychological experiment went wrong, and like these doctors or whatever got.
I bet it did go wrong.
schizophrenics or something, put them together in a place where they all 3 of them thought they were Christ and were encouraged that they were Christ. So, and it was a psychological experiment going wrong. So I'd like to show that.
Who did the experiment?
I do not know.
That sounds awful. I don't know who would fund that or be like, oh yeah, let's do this. You get the one crazy dude. I'll bring the other schizophrenic. We're all gonna hype them up. That's awful.
Actually, let me just find. I'll play this. I'll keep this playing. I'll find out who did it. Actually, I'm trying to sort out. Because there was not many people in, so I was like,
it sounds like some MK Ultra shit, man. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was like the CIA or something.
I might go quiet for 5 minutes because I'm trying to sort out tomorrow's stream. But if there's anything that needs said, I'm going to play this. If anything needs said, just tell me to stop, bro.
No worries.
Cool.
And they see that you see them and you don't speak to them?
Justin, bro, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good. Mad respect. I say that as well, I say mad respect sometimes. Much respect and mad respect. Or mad love and much respect. I'll swap them up sometimes. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
That's called disrespectful. Because you're supposed to be like, you're supposed to pretty much put them on a pedestal. You're supposed to really be, really doing whatever you can to make sure that you about to make line.
Yeah, that Christ of the 3 Christs of Ypsilanti. I'll put the link in the private chat for you, just in case you want to have a look at it yourself, Jaden. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sure.
I'll put it in the chat as well in case you guys want to look at yourself, because I don't know when I'll do it. But when I do it, because it's so long, it's either a whole week reviewing it or a case of watch party in it and maybe just but in a commentary here and there, you know what I mean, sort of thing. So yeah, that's it there in case you want to. But I'm gonna try and sort out some more. It looks interesting.
So 2 years into me pre-pledging.
Why the hell would you do something like that? You know, why?
Me, you know, having to go buy, they'll call you randomly, and whatever they tell you to do, you got to drop it and do it. So you could be asleep and they'll call, what, are you asleep? No, I'm not asleep. Well, I need you to bring me something to eat in 1 hour. Okay, what's the address? Figure it out. And they'll hang up. You're like,
figure it out. See what I mean? See the type of thing they put you through. I mean, it just shows that it's quite well, obviously it's secretive, you know, but it shows where its nature is. If it's secretive, it's in the dark. It wants to be in the dark. But everything's secretive. Everything in the dark comes to light. Like I keep saying.
Yeah, especially through things like this, yeah.
Yeah. And like you keep saying that dark is an absence of light. You know what I mean? Light isn't an absence of darkness. You know what I mean? So light will always overcome darkness. Always.
I'm not gonna figure out what the address is. And so I would just call different other people that I knew were interested and be like, do you know what's going on tonight? Do you know, is there a meeting tonight? Is there a Delta event tonight? And they're like, oh yeah, they're meeting here, and this is the address. And you're like, okay. So then you'll bring the pizza and you're like, and they're like, oh, you figured out where we at? And I'm like, yes, here you go. Have a good day. You know? And so 2 years after that, I finally made line. And I remember I cried when I got that phone call. And so the phone call was, this is such and such. Meet me at this address at this time. And they hung up.
Derek Nelson in Who's? Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure. So who's internet? Oh, Justin. I thought you were on about mine. Yeah, you're talking to Justin. Okay, bro. Bless you, man.
And I remember now listening to that, you're listening, you like, that ain't nothing. But for me, I'm like, I made it. So I called my mama. I started crying on the phone with her. Oh, I was crying so hard. And so they told me to meet at this address at this time.
Proper Southern drawl, isn't she? Is that Southern drawl? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper. Where are you from?
I live in Florida.
Florida. So that is, would you say you've got an accent?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say so. But Florida's not really the South, though.
No,
like,
it's not.
It's geographically south, like on the map,
that.
it's south, but it's like it's a mix of like a lot of people from up north.
Of course.
Whereas, like, if you go like up a few states, like they're all from the south. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you. Absolutely. It's mad, isn't it, how many accents there's even here in the UK for how small it is. I mean, lengthwise, as the crow flies, right? Lengthwise, 600 mile. That's it, about 600 mile. And in that little space of 600 mile area and all that, you've got so many accents. Where I'm from in Scotland, now, my dialect is called Doric, but there's a lot of the east part of Scotland where I'm from, which is called Doric. But they've got kind of similar words, similar slang, colloquial and all that. But just 3 miles out, like each, like a village, like say just 3 miles away, has got a different accent to like me and stuff. Same words, different accent. And I even know a little village that's called Cairnbog and Inveralfie. They're across the road from each other, but they're classed as 2 separate villages. And it's the only thing that separates them is a street, a road. They're joined together. And they say the same things with slightly different twangs, different accents on them. It's crazy. It's so nuts, man. They're across the street from each other. It's really nuts.
Yeah, I've got an Irish friend. And
especially
he talks about the gaff, the birds, some other stuff. I'm like, the birds? What does that even mean?
He's talking about it's like a London type word, but everybody's kind of adopted it. Yeah, a gaff.
Yeah, I got my bird at the gaff, man. Like, what? Huh?
Crazy, isn't it? The colloquial.
There's a couple other he says. I can't remember them, but
it's bad if you think about it. Chicks. What is a chick?
No, yeah, I like it. Honestly, I think it's pretty catchy. Honestly, like I actually quite enjoy it.
Of course, it's cool, man. Right, let's go.
And I remember it was me and this other girl. So we met at the address, and the girl from high school, she put me on game. She was like, listen, you about to start pledging. That's the phone call. Like, don't think you about to go up in there and it's about to be, you about to be hanging out, you about to be having fun. No, like you're about to be online. So I remember like when I showed up with my food, it was like, it was me and this other girl. They pulled us into this room and it was just like chaos. A ton of deltas just out of nowhere just started asking us all of these questions, telling us to do this. Oh, so you think you're going to be in my organization? Oh, so you think you got what it takes? And then we're like, oh, yes. And they're like, well, get in a squat position. So we get in a squat position. And then they're like, get on your knees. We get on our knees. And so it's just like, they're just left and right, just telling us to do things back to back. It's very chaotic. And so they're taking us.
Well, who's the author of confusion? That might be the devil. So they're mimicking that type of thing, isn't it? Sororities, man, and fraternities. It's so mad that I never even thought of them as being, until a few years ago. Well, actually about a year ago, until I did one of these streams on fraternities and that. I never even thought about it. Yes, I knew they were secretive and stuff, but I never even thought of them back in being low-level kind of secret society type thing. It's not. But what the type, I know it's low level, but the type of things they do is the same things that they do, like humiliation rituals, stuff like that. The ego, it goes with it, you know, there's a hierarchy in there as well. Nothing good.
They're taking us in different rooms. And what they're doing is two people are arriving. So the entire line is coming, but they're coming in twos. So every time somebody comes, they take them in a room and just started charging them up, telling them to do stuff, telling them to just do all kind of crazy stuff. So eventually we all end up in this one room and we're sitting down. They turn the lights on and we're able to see everybody that made line. So it was 19 of us. So we're all sitting down and I'm looking around and not really recognizing a lot of the girls. So I was confused. I was like, such and such was doing this, such and such was doing this, but she's not in the room. And that's one of the crazy parts of trying to pledge is like you can get, hazed, you can buy all this stuff, you can be
hazed. That's the hazing thing, isn't it? Hazed. So they've actually got the past tense of it. Wow.
Running these errands, and when it come down to who they choose, your name cannot be called. So you did all of that for nothing. It's a lot of girls, a lot of boys that have did pre-pledging for nothing. They never got into the organization because they didn't get chose. So I got chose, which I was like, hold on. So it was 19 of us in this room. And they pretty much basically, for what I remember, is they started to kind of explain the pledging process. Basically, we have to start living together. So it's 19 girls. We have to live in this one room. There was this one room that we had to live in, and it was one bathroom. And at the time, it actually was our first living place was in this motel, and there were prostitutes. There were drug dealers. It was in this very, very bad part of town in Houston because the school is already the school is in a bad town in Houston anyway, but they have security all the way around it. But we were in this motel and it was just like drug dealers, like I said, prostitutes. It was a very, very bad hotel or motel that we were in, but that's what they were telling us to stay while we were doing the pledging process.
Wait a second. I want to make sure to understand this. How many people did you say? 19 in one room?
Yep, 19. In one, it was one room motel.
19, what, 18 to 20-year-olds, college students living in one motel room. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Right, it is. Yep. That was the first one. We ended up having a different ones that we moved to, but they all ended up at one point in time. It was a 2-bedroom. We moved to a 2-bedroom, but then we went back to a 1-bedroom hotel. It was always just that's the process. That wasn't something that just started with us. That's how the lines before that happened. They were all big lines in 1-room hotels. For 2 months, 8 weeks.
do you even have enough room to sleep on the floor? Like I mean, I'm trying to picture a motel room in my head, and I'm having a hard time to understand how you can even fit 19 people laying down on the floor.
You find a way. I remember when we were in the 2-bedroom, I slept under the dining room table. But there's people you sleep on, you just find a spot and you line it up. A few people on the bed, and then people just on the ground.
So you're all crammed together, essentially. Like you're sleeping right next to 2 other girls.
Right. Yeah. And that's intentional. It's to create a bond. So we're all supposed to be bonded together. We're all supposed
to create the word just went out of my head. Like it's like a parasocial relationship with them, isn't it? You know what I mean? You're into you cater for all their needs, but they don't give a crap about you. You learn to depend on them. You know what I mean? That type of thing. It's parasocial, you know, and you're happy to do it as a bloody fledgling or whatever. Well, you pretend to be happy, I suppose. But yeah, it sounds terrible to me, man. It sounds awful. I mean, why would you want to go through that just to be in a bloody frat or a sorority? It's nuts. I think that's that it just shows you how much people want to be wanted by anything. Well, I tell you what, Christ wants you guys. You know what I mean? Be wanted by Christ. He wants you. Go to him. Go to him. I think that's the best way. Anyway.
To be this one line. So we're all, forced to be one.
How do the hotels not even like kick you out? Because I feel like that would be a pretty standard procedure for a hotel. Like most hotels, you have to say how many people are going to stay there. 19 is not an option on their website. Or so like where the hotels know that like the sororities have a relationship with the motel in question? Because I mean, at some point they'll figure it out.
No, we weren't staying in I think you're thinking maybe a nice hotel, or these were just hole in the walls. So they don't care. As long as you're paying, you're paying like I said, there's drug dealers, prostitutes. There's illegal stuff that's going on in there. So they're not come out because you're doing drugs. They know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
So 19 girls in one room is the least of their worries. As long as we ain't, I guess whatever. But as long as we're just minding our business, they were not tracking like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, you're thinking of a Hilton or something. No, we were in a Motel 6 somewhere, hole in a wall, bugs everywhere. It was horrible, and that's intentional. Like I said, for it to be one, and also because you're not anything. As you're pledging, you're the bottom of the pit. You're not a Delta yet. Because they treat you as you're just nothing. Because while we're pledging, we can't even look them in the eye. We couldn't turn our back to them. We would have to say, "Excuse my back, please. Excuse my back. Excuse."
Don't look in my eye. Nah, sad that, man. When people are treating you like that, forget that. Why would you go through that? Why? That's just nuts. Complete nuts. Nutski. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once.
My back, we're like slaves, not living like slaves, but we're
okay. Sorry, got to hope that's something important. Not a problem, Jaden. Sorry, I didn't see that until now. Bless you, man. Thanks for popping in.
There's no regard to maybe they should have some space to lay down. They don't care as long as you're in one room. They don't care.
Okay, so that's the first part. You did talk about rituals or something like that, like some sort of initiation. What's the next step of the process?
So that's the first part. So the next part of the process is actually the actual pledging process. So us just being in the room, that's the beginning, us getting our living situation together. So after that starts something called set. So set is where we actually meet up with the big sister.
Set. Isn't that the name of some god? Some sort? And also Seth. But not that. No, I'm sure Seth's the name of a god of some sort. False idol.
Which is the deltas, and we start going through physical and we start going through mental pledging. So we'll meet at 10 o'clock. I think it's like 4 cars. So we're all crammed into 4 cars. We have to bring food, and we also have to wear the same outfit, but under something called cover-ups. So a cover-up would be just like a sweatshirt or some sweatpants or some other type of pants, because if we're running around with the same uniform on, like, people are going to be like that's suspicious, because this is a very secretive process. So we're supposed to look just like college girls that are just in a car, just all going somewhere. We don't got the same, you can't see we got the same uniform on. We're just looking like inconspicuous. What's the word? Inconspicuous.
Something close to that.
Yeah, we're just supposed to just be looking normal, right? And so we have our set clothes on under something called cover-ups. And we pull up and we sit in a car and we let them know, we're like, hey, we're here. And they're like, okay, we'll let y'all know when it's time to come up. So we sit in a car, and we could be sitting in a car for hours. We're just sitting there, just waiting. And finally, they're like, okay, y'all can start coming up. So we'll come up one by one. They're like, first car come up, second car come up, third car come up, fourth car come up. So we come up, and as soon as we get in there, we have to take our set clothes off. And the moment we get in there, it's basically like how I explained the first meetup, but this time they can get physical. So when we first met, it was just like, why are you here? You think you want to be a Delta? Do this, do that. But then now it's that, but it's added with you're getting beat. So when you walk in, we're taking the clothes off, and we are trying to get into a line. So there's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we received our numbers. So I'm 19. I'm at the end of the line. So we all have to line up in our numbers, and we have to hold our head up to the sky. We have to search. We have to search for Minerva, which is the goddess behind Delta. So as soon as we take our set clothes off, we line up, we search for Minerva, and they're just going in. I'm trying to think of different things that they would say. So it would be kind of like, so you think you're going to be a 10? You think you're going to be a 19? Tell me why you think you're going to be a 19. And then I'm like, oh, because I think I could be a 10 because I think I can hold it down. You think you can hold it down? You think you can hold it down? Wow, and then they'll like just be like talking.
Shirley knows how to talk without breathing, doesn't she? She knows how to express herself, man. She just goes for it, tells the story. Now, fair play, because then I don't see that there's any kind of like hesitation for thinking about some kind of fake story or lie or something. You know, to me, it seems like she's just telling it how it is. So, fair play, fair play. You still got people's, yeah? Yeah, absolutely, Derek. Absolutely, bro. He says, and yeah, what a terrible idea. College indoctrination is bad, as is. You have to go to home and a place that treats you like trash. Exactly. No thanks, bro. Oh, and good to see you, Wolf Child. If I didn't say hello, good to see you.
To you, pushing you around, and it's like they're trying to break your line. So as we're in line, we're looking up, and we're doing this kind of line together, and they'll hit your hands, trying to break your arms down, and they'll try to see if they'll try to run through their line, and you have to try to like hold this, and then you just kind of have to kind of keep your eyes, your head up, searching. They'll ask you information. You have to spit information, and so information could be the founders, like what are the founders of the sorority, and so you have to say Big Sister Osceola McCartney Adams, Big Sister da da da, and so you're just spitting information, and then so finally once we kind of all kind of get in our line, they'll all sit down, and we have to do something called greetings. And so greeting is you'll greet each sorority sister by whatever their pledge name is. For instance, there was an Usher song. At that time, it was, I don't know if you heard this, the 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. So we would remix that, but sing it to one of the sorority sisters. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. She's with her drop top, cruising the streets. she's big sister, da da da. So we'll do songs like that, and we're just greeting the big sisters one by one.
And what's the purpose of doing all of that?
Who knows? I don't know. I guess it's just
Hold on, who knows? Look, if you know and you're meant to be open about it, you're meant to be telling the truth, then why? What do you mean, who knows? I think that's a bit of a I'm not telling you all of it, maybe. Oh, unless she's scared, it's a possibility. No, well, okay.
to honestly, even when I cross and be a Delta, I don't know what the purpose of greetings are. I guess it's just to acknowledge each person that's there. That's it. Just kind of esteem each person. Because in the greeting, you're just kind of bragging on the person. You know, she was number 9 on her line. She was the rock on her line. Her GPA is the highest. So you're pretty much just like praising. That's what it is, Holy Spirit. You're praising each sorority member. You got to go.
Did she just say that's what it is, Holy Spirit? Like she was talking to the Holy Spirit while she was talking? Like the Holy Spirit give her the answer? Fair play. That's good. Yay, the Space Leprechaun. How we doing, Baza?
Hey, bro, how you doing?
How you doing? What you saying?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there.
Anything to say?
No, just popping in. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, good. Excellent, bro. Excellent. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I'm sorting out tomorrow's stream so I can sit and watch the movie when it gets to that point and trying to do this at the same time. I'm nearly done. I'm just finishing the thumbnail and just this. I just need to sort the stream out. It's about it tomorrow. It's tomorrow afternoon. It's got to be about, I'm not doing an eco, obviously. I'm not talking to AI, but it's about this AI learning black magic. So, yeah, learning about magic and that. So I thought we'd give that a look. See what it's about. All right, let's carry on with this. Are you okay though? All good?
Oh yeah, all good.
Groovy, son.
Make sure you hit everyone in the room. And so with me being at the end of the line, I was number 19. I was the tail. I was the one that had to initiate the greetings. So I had to make sure I knew each person in the room, because I would tell, my line sisters, greet big sister with my hair, greet big sister, bout it. So it's basically, I'm just calling off the praises to each sorority sister.
Okay. So I'm trying to make sense of all of this, because on the outside, it seems like a bunch of crazy things that they have you do, but there definitely is a method to the madness, I believe. And so the beginning part, it clearly seems like they're testing the obedience to see like who's going to obey us, who's not going to snitch, all of that. And then they even bump it up a level at the time that you talked about where you were 2 and they were telling you to do these things and these dances and all of that, right? It's a continuous process of submission. There seems to be an aspect of trauma bonding as well with the other girls that you're with, whether it's in the room or whether it's you talked about physical hazing or mental hazing, whatever. There seems to be an aspect of that. It's still a little bit blurry in my head because all of this is new to me, but these are the things that come up off the top of my head. So
top of the dome.
We talked about this part of the I don't think you can call it a ritual, but the greeting and whatever. You did mention Minerva. You have to look for Minerva. What do you mean by that?
So at that time, we don't understand what it means, but this is a type of pose. It's a type of stance that you have to be in. So when you're in line and you look, you have your head, it's like you put your head all the way back and you're searching. You're searching for Minerva. That's just what they would say. You're searching for Minerva, and you make sure you search. Make sure you search. Don't put your head down. Make sure you're always looking up, searching for.
How do you search for Minerva? How do you search for Minerva? No idea how you do that.
I know how you get on Minerva.
Yeah, maybe that, but search for Minerva. I mean, no idea what you do to do that. Okay, but yeah, no, good. I think she's been telling the truth, but it was a little bit when he said, "Well, how do you do that?" I think that she kind of skipped. she was like, no, I don't want to tell you that. I don't want to go that deep into that. Either that, she was scared. But yeah, I think what she's saying so far is credible. She hasn't paused. She hasn't hesitated. You know, she seems to be telling it straightforwardly. I'd like to hear when she gets to the Christ part. That'd be cool. You know, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Minerva. Now, when it comes to these different aspects, nobody's explaining why. Nobody's explaining what this means. This is just kind of protocol. You're searching for Minerva. There's something else where you're reaching to Minerva. So reaching will be, you'll be on your knees. You'll have your hands all the way up and you'll lean back.
So you go search and lean.
It's kind of like you're working your abs. So you'll kind of lean back and that's called reaching for Minerva.
Okay, so it's the same principle as yoga poses, and if some of you have been here, you know a little bit about yoga, like the actual yoga.
That's what I'm saying about some of the yoga poses and that, Sandro. Sometimes they're not good, you know, because it's a symbol, it's symbolizing something. So yeah, that's why I said I won't get into them. You know, I mean, Sandro, I just don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Might be good as an exercise, but the poses and that are a bit weird. I mean, why would you want to be in that pose? Some of it is twisting yourself right up. I was always sore. I was always hot after doing a bit of yoga. And I tried it in prison. But yeah, I think some of the poses mean stuff, bro.
The weird Western trend, it's from Hinduism, and the poses, and if you ask a Hindu, they'll tell you, the poses in yoga are made to worship these Hindu gods. And so it seems to be something similar to that with this Minerva goddess, which is a goddess, a Greek goddess, a pagan goddess. And there's a lot of pagan overlap, I think, and I feel like we'll get more into some of these things. But yeah, take us a little bit further into the process, and what other kinds of weird pagan things did you do, essentially?
Yeah, so and that's a very great revelation. It is identical to yoga, because that was actually, you know, we're giving praise, we're sacrificing ourselves unto, you know, Minerva as we're doing those poses unto her, because it says it right there in the name. You're reaching for her, or you're searching for her. Something else that we would do is when it comes to there's something called, I just remember, passing the egg.
Oh yeah.
So
is that between your knees?
This is gonna get kind of yucky, but this is what was done.
Passing the egg between your knees, or is it something else? I've heard of this. I might be getting a little bit. I'll let Abby explain.
I'm just being transparent. So it's called pass the egg. So what ends up happening? So we're in this line, and they will come over one person's mouth and crack an egg. Oh. So it would usually either start from me or the first person.
Pass on.
That's disgusting.
That is bad. I mean, I swallowed raw eggs, you know, for protein before, and that's bad enough. But passing it on, I'd rather be attached. I'd rather be the middle person in the movie Centipede.
No, I don't know where her mouth has been.
I wouldn't. But you know what I mean? That's mental. That's nuts. No, I would just no.
Person in line. So they'll crack an egg in my mouth, and what I have to do is
an egg, not a egg. An egg. ANEGG. An egg, not a egg.
Yeah, like an horse.
I knew you were going to say that. I fucking knew you were going to say that. I just thought it in my head.
I have to pass the egg from my mouth to the next person's mouth. She has to pass the egg from her mouth to the next person's mouth.
No. And
so we have to pass the egg until it gets to the very end and the yolk is still intact. So the moment that somebody passes it, it falls on the ground. The moment somebody passes it and the yolk cracks, we have to start over. Very gross. And the person at the end, which was, if it started with the one and got to me, I have to swallow it. So now I have an egg that I have to swallow with all 18 of my line sisters' mouth on it. germs, whatever it is in their mouth is on this same egg that I have to swallow.
That is disgusting. That is one of the most disgusting things I've probably heard.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of disturbing things that happen. Let's skip forward a little bit. I don't know how much forward, because I really honestly don't know anything about this. But
you want to go to the rituals?
You talked about rituals, and I do wonder. So we have the first hint, because in the beginning you talked about, there's the spiritual aspect. So the Minerva thing, although at the time probably none of you know who Minerva is, or if you know, probably not a whole lot. So they don't explain what these things are. But what are some of the spiritual rituals, whether you understood that they were spirituals or not? Like, what are some of these things that are happening later in the process?
So later in the process, so I also want to highlight this another part of the pledging, but then we get into the rituals. But one more thing that we did while that we were pledging was we got paddled. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah, the paddled. Yeah.
I think so.
So
I can imagine it in my head if I got that correctly.
It's pretty self-explanatory, right? So you get into like a squat position, and the big sisters would hit you on your butt with a large wooden paddle. And you would just for me, I had to take 19 licks on my butt. Yeah. And some people's butt would start bleeding.
Well, it would.
And you would just have to take them licks. And this is just a part of the process. And this is just something that they're saying that you have to do. For me, they were like, if you want to be a 19, you want to be a tail, you got to take these 19 licks. So I had to get beat on my butt 19 times. And I'm a grown woman. I'm not a child, but I'm getting a whooping with a wooden paddle like I'm a child. And so we had to do that.
You chose to do that. You wanted to do it. I mean, why would you want to do that? Why would you go into that shit? No, thank you. No, thank you. You chose to do that. I know she's telling a story, but she chose to do that. It was self-inflicted, basically.
We had to get beat with
not inflicted.
Beat with.
It was inflicted through your own self, not that you inflicted it yourself.
We were standing up in line, each taking belt licks as if we were, like I said, like a child. We got slapped in our face on both sides. They'll just go.
Something. Do you know what I've noticed? When you type in a word on the computer and sometimes you misspell it because you don't hit the right key or whatever. So and usually when you go to it underlines it red, and you can go to spell checker, and then it'll give you an option. Well, that's good. But do you know when I misspell God, not that you can misspell God, but sometimes when I hit the wrong key, just say, or I don't hit the key properly, and it just comes out OD, or it comes out GO, or just GO and another letter. When I go to correct it, none of them ever say God. None of them ever say God. They're always something else. It's like I just tried to correct guy right now, and there was not even a guy option. The only option was gay instead of guy. Guy should obviously be an option with gay. But yeah, I never, when I get to any spelling things that I can correct, never do they ever put the word God in there to correct it with. Never. It's weird.
Pop, 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 down the line, other side, pop, 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 just down the line, just slapping for it's always maybe some type of punishment, or sometimes it's not even punishment. It's just, all right, time to get your licks. And this is just a part of the process. It's so demonic. But then you go to the above ground process. So the thing about it is pledging is illegal. So this underground process that I'm talking about, where we're searching for Minerva, reaching, we're taking licks, all of that is completely separate from the national process. So the Delta Sigma Theta headquarters, they don't even know, which I do know because some of them also pledged as well, but they don't know that this is going on.
Okay.
They only know about the official, initiation process that we're supposed to do, and we're interested and we're taking the classes. So all of that is
right. And give them full attention now. I've sorted out tomorrow's stream. I just wanted to get it all done so I didn't have to figure about it because there was hardly anybody in earlier, and she was just telling a story, so I just thought I'd say because it's quite long. It's still still only halfway through. Still got half of it to go, so like that's why I kind of stayed quiet a bit and thought I'd get my stream sorted for tomorrow so she could tell a story a bit. You know what I mean? It's fucked. What are you talking about? It's fucked. What is your camera? Don't know how much long. Oh, dude, we'll have to do a thing. If your camera goes, let us know, and I'll put up a put up a GoFundMe for you, man, to get a camera. Why not? Why not? Because you can't stop. You got to keep doing your thing, man. You got to keep doing your thing. Too right. Anyway, let's go.
The underground process, that's secretive, but in addition to that, then we start doing the official process, which is the national process that the organization does know about. That's when we have to start going to classes. So it's about, I want to say about maybe seven to 9 every day. We're meeting up in this classroom on campus, and it's located in this private area. It's supposed to be private. So it's located at the back of the campus, and we go to these classes, and the beginning part is just learning information about the organization. So it seems pretty standard. It's like, oh, we're just going to learn about when Delta was founded or the founders or why they were founded. So we're getting, just foundational information. And then it kind of shifts into these ritual days, which is called jewel days. And so there's 9 jewels.
Looking dismal, is it? Well, yeah, right. How much longer do you reckon you'll get out of it? You should put up a GoFundMe for you. I'll have a look at how to do it tomorrow because I don't know how to do it. I've never done it before. I mean, I've put towards people's GoFundMes, but I've never arranged one. So I'll have to have a look at it. But yeah, you've got to keep doing what you're doing, man. It's for your channel. So yeah, we'll have to put up for it. You'll have to let me know how much they cost so I know what to aim for. I have no idea what they cost, so let me know what they cost so we know what to aim for.
In Delta that they call like 9 cardinal jewels. Okay, and so they're actually a mirror of the 9 fruits of the spirit. So
the 9 fruits of the spirit. I was going to say 9 spirits. What 9 spirit? Fruits of the spirit. Okay.
So there's something. So we start doing the jewel days, and when we
the thing is, they're not the fruits of the spirit. Not in an actual frat or sorority. They're definitely not the fruits of the spirit. Not the Holy Spirit, that's for sure.
During the jewel days, that's when we start doing rituals, which I like I said, I grew up in church. I didn't grow up in Christ. I don't know what we doing. I just know I want to be a Delta. So whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do. So we're like walking on sand. We're like becoming one with the earth. There's like an altar set up with candles lit. And there's just all of this just demonic activity that's happening in these jewel days. And I have no idea what's happening. All I'm doing is just, this is what I want to do. And so I want to be a Delta. So I'm going to say, repeat all of this information. And it gets to the end of like the jewel days and the initiation. So it's kind of like you're building up each jewel day. You're doing, different rituals, different demonic rituals. And then it gets to the final ritual, which is the initiation ritual, which is when
demonic rituals, nothing to do with the fruit of the spirit, not the Holy Spirit. Anyway, that's for sure.
We say vows. And so one of the vows, it says, the president, she stands before us. Okay. So we get to the process where we're about to finally get initiated. This is the final ritual that we're doing because we've been doing rituals. This is the final one. And the president.
Oh, I've already put the link in. That's tomorrow's afternoon stream, guys. I thought I'd already done it. No, that's tomorrow's afternoon stream. AI learning about black magic. Not us teaching AI black magic or us looking at it. It's a guy says he's got proof of AI learned black magic. So I won't mess about with AI because Nico is messing about with AI a lot lately. It's a bit worrying. All these streams or these videos seem to be AI and messing about with it and stuff, talking to it. I mean, that's a bit dodgy. I wouldn't do that stuff, man. No way. I mean, I use AI to make thumbnails and that, but talking to it, woof. Yeah, it's a 900 he's got, Sandro. So what would you rather, have a 900 or a P1000? I think most people prefer the 900, don't they, to the P1000, even though the 1000 is meant to be better, but I don't know. Yeah, just let us know the price of it so I can figure out how to do a GoFundMe. I'll check it out, see if I'm able to do it. Because I might not be able to do it, but if you need valid, like up-to-date ID, that might be hard for me or something like that. But I mean, I can get Vicky to put it forward or something, you know what I mean?
President is in front of us and she says,
leave this plenty going here with coffee.
You are about to take upon yourselves vows and obligations from which you can never be freed. And she says, they will follow you to the final judgment. I charge you that you approach with serious minds as you proceed. And so then she says, Delta Sigma Theta is a glorious international sisterhood. If there is any soror present or not present towards which you cannot have a feeling of kinship and devotion, to whom you cannot pledge true loyalty and sisterly attitudes, I charge you here and now to withdraw. And the ritual says, candidates say, I do not wish to withdraw. So we basically just vowed ourselves and just agreed that we understand that the vows to this organization, we can never be freed, and it's going to stay with us to final judgment. And we're like, I do.
Okay. Did you have an idea of what that meant, the final judgment, at the time? Obviously, I think now you know, but
I don't even remember saying any of this. I don't even remember hearing any of this. The thing is, it's strategically placed at the end of the...
Oh, the new battery is 1750. I thought you were talking about... No, I'm talking about the full P900. I'm not talking about just the battery. Believe me, if it's just the battery, I can give you 1750 now. But no, I'm talking about a full phone. Talking about full P900. How much is that? I'm not just talking about the battery. Wouldn't it be better to get a new one? So if it's just the battery, I could send you that in a blooming PayPal now, if you wanted.
Process, because we are desperate. We are at the very end. We have been pledging for 8 weeks. We have been getting beat. We have been humiliated. We have been doing these jewel days.
I like her story. I mean, she's so fine. She's been straightforward, told the truth, apart from that one bit where she didn't want to say anything. But her voice is a little up there, and she's very, like, ongoing. She didn't take a rest. But, yeah, fair enough. She's telling the truth, you know? Fantastic.
Above ground with all of these rituals. So it's really like we're getting pulled in. So when it gets to the last day, I don't remember anything. I'm not listening because I'm just like, yes. Come on, because I'm ready to cross. Yes. Yeah, I'm ready to wear my Delta jacket. Yes.
We just need 1750. Do you have a PayPal? I could send you that now. 1750 what? Is that Australian dollars? $17.50. You are on about $17.50, aren't you? Is that what you mean by $17.50? If you've got a PayPal, I'll send you that if that's all it is.
Yes. My family coming in for probate.
So 20 quid. If you've got a PayPal, I'll send you that. If you've got a PayPal, give me your PayPal thing and I'll send it.
Yes. So I'm not processing what this lady is saying before me. You know, and it wasn't until I came out, then the Lord, he was kind of reminding me, and I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I completely forgot all about that. Like the time where she's saying this, we're in all white attire. We're on our knees on this pillow, and we're in front of this Delta altar. And of course, as you were asking at that time, I didn't know it was an altar. I'm just thinking it's just a table, but it has strategic candles. It has the red candle unto Minerva. So I'm just thinking like, this is just what we have to do. This is just a part of the process. You know, you think about even me getting beat, taking
Really? Ah, shit. Ah, you need to open a PayPal account or something then, bro. Open a PayPal account. If you can do that, then I could sort it out in the next couple of days if you open a PayPal account. If you want to open one out, I mean, I have it. That's the only one I can pay by is PayPal. I haven't got Cash App or anything like that. But if you do it in the next couple of days and if you've got to get a PayPal account, I'll easily send it, bro. I could send that. Let me know. Let me know. Bless you, Jim.
And getting wood licks, passing the egg, like what mentally sane person would be like, oh, that's good, let's do this. Like, I just want to be a part of the organization. So I'm just like, if this is what it takes, then yeah, okay. I know that I will never be freed and they're gonna follow me to final judgment. Okay. So I didn't know.
So they essentially fooled all of you into pledging yourselves to Minerva for your whole lives, and never explained what that meant. They just kind of tricked you into doing it, and they're doing it to however many, I don't know how many people that happens to in the world.
There's 300,000 women. I think 350,000 women that are a part of Delta Sigma Theta. So they have all agreed that this will follow them to final judgment.
And that's just one sorority. So
yes,
there's a few questions. I hope that I don't forget them. Hopefully we can get back to the one that I was thinking about. But when it comes to sororities, have you talked to people in other sororities or fraternities, and have they, I know that these things are supposed to be secrets and maybe they don't talk about it, but have they kind of mirrored the experience that you had there, or is that just a Greek sorority thing?
Okay, bro. Bless you, man. Bless you. Just let me know, bro. It'll be all good. Not a problem, man.
Yes. So I know for a fact that
I get it, bro. I never used to be like, I never had a bank account until 10 years ago. Oh, no, it's 15 years ago now. But before that, I didn't have a bank account. And when I used to work, I used to use my brother's because I was just at a rehab or whatever, or just at a prison, you know what I mean, just off drugs. So when I started working, stuff like that, or times I worked when I was off drugs and stuff like that, yeah, I found it hard getting bank accounts. I ended up getting one 15 years ago. But yeah, even after getting bank account, it took ages to manage to get a bank account. Didn't have proper ID. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But to get ID as well, you need ID. It's freaking stupid. So stupid. Yeah, it took me a while to get things like that as well. So it's sorted as well, Jim. Took me a little while.
I did a series where I actually went through the different sororities. I actually looked into their rituals, and the wording is not verbatim, but it's kind of like they manipulate the different types of ways to say this is forever. Like, you're agreeing to be in this forever. This is a lifelong commitment. You're going to always be a part of this sisterhood, or always be a part of this brotherhood. And you understand. And so one of the lines that is consistent that I've seen, it says, you agree with your own free will and accord that you are joining this organization. And then we have to say, I do, or they have to say yes, or whatever. They have to accept.
I do.
This.
I do. You mean like a marriage? Ooh.
Covenant that is being established in its rituals.
Yeah, she's right. It's like in a covenant. Yeah, I like how she's putting her knuckles together. You know, it's showing it's like marrying it together, knuckles and knuckles together. Yeah, I suppose it would be.
And it's across the board. So like Tau Kappa Epsilon, I was looking at theirs. And I also was looking at Sigma Alpha Epsilon, because they have the most members. They're the largest fraternity. And when I was looking through their rituals, it mirrored exactly what our rituals said too. So they are more because it has like Troy Aikman, Nick Lachey is a part of them, President William McKinley. So the ones I was.
Oh, Baz has dropped out. I didn't even notice him dropping out. It always seems to happen on his phone for some reason. I need to get Baz on a laptop. or mind you, we'd probably do it on a tablet as well.
Looking at was more just for African American, but when I looked more on like the Caucasian side, it was the exact same. And I was looking at it this morning, and it actually brought me to tears because I saw the same language. across the board.
So this is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people every year pledging themselves to Greek gods and goddesses without any understanding of what it is. And what it
There's the
means.
space leprechaun.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Because the interesting thing is Sigma Alpha Epsilon, what I said was the largest, they actually have Minerva. They're considered sons of Minerva, loyal sons of Minerva is what their ritual says.
Minerva.
It's incredible. And the fact that no one talks about this is insane to me. So I'm happy that you're coming out and you're actually shedding some light on some of these things. The question I had earlier,
Yeah, Minerva is the Roman goddess of wisdom, strategic warfare, arts, crafts, and commerce. She's also associated with the justice and law. She is the Roman equivalent of the Greek goddess Athena. Minerva is a key figure in Roman mythology and religion. Religion? What would it be? Well, I suppose, yeah, if it's Roman mythology, it would be part of religion as well. Yeah. Revered for her intelligence, strategic prowess, and patronage of various skills and pursuits. Okay. I knew she was a goddess of some sort. I just didn't know of what. Cool.
you talked about above ground things, which is the ritual that you talked about and the ones that are public. And you referred you referred to the other things like the hazing and stuff as underground because that's illegal. Do you know if the hazing part is?
Well, if you can do that, Sandro, I'll send you the money for it through PayPal if you want. You know, if you can send one to Jim Ennis, I'll easily pay for it. If you want, because I can give it to you through PayPal. Just let me know if you sort that out.
Is something. I mean, the specific things that you do are obviously probably different from sorority to sorority or whatever. But is that a common process, or is that something that they kind of approve without like pretending, oh, we don't know what's happening, but they kind of do?
Okay, bro. Just let me know, though. I mean, at least I don't mind chipping in, man.
Like, do you know how that works?
Yeah. So there's different types of ways to pledge. So there are some people that just do have the above ground process. They don't have the pledging. But when you do.
What? So there's people that go through sororities and fraternities and that don't have to pledge? Okay. Why? I dare say that it's nepotism.
When there are, sororities that do have chapters that do have the pledging, it is very similar things. It's going to be humiliation. You're going to get physically beat. You're going to get mentally. I didn't even talk about the mental part of where they just talk down to you.
I mean, that's torture. That's mental torture. That's mental abuse. And that's not of God. That's of Satan.
Just belittle you, cuss you. Some people even cuss you out. For us, it wasn't heavy, profanity towards us, but some people, they call you out, outside of your name. They talk about your hair, all of this. So that's pretty common in the pledging processes across the board. It's heavily, like I said, humiliation, physical and mental.
Yep.
And the reason why I say that it's very common because you'll see even people that die pledging these organizations, not just for Delta. There's different fraternities and sororities where people die pledging, and it'll kind of put out a report of what they were doing. Like a lot of, I want to say the Caucasian fraternities, a lot of them it's been a lot of alcohol intoxication. So they use a lot of alcohol in their pledging processes.
They always want to do that, use alcohol. You know what I mean? Always, either take your inhibitions away a little bit or just for you to be more submissive,
Where they make the pledges drink a lot of alcohol. I know I was watching a video and I saw a video of a pledge. They actually made him drink a cup with goldfish, live goldfish in the cup. And he drank it. It showed while they were recording him.
Why would you do that? Why would you swallow a fish alive? You'd feel it swimming in your stomach for a little bit before your stomach acids killed it, but you'd feel it. Oh, that'd be awful. Surely you'd feel that. If your stomach's acids wouldn't kill it straight away. You'd feel that. Surely it'd take a minute for the stomach acid to kill a goldfish. You'd feel it swimming in your stomach, man. That's disgusting.
Wouldn't that be mad?
Legend.
That would be crazy, dude.
Oh,
But you would feel it. I mean, surely your stomach acids would obviously dissolve it eventually, but it wouldn't dissolve it straight away. It would still be flapping about for a bit, wouldn't it?
yeah, it's going to be kicking about for a little while, even if it goes at it straight away, just for at least the first few seconds.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. It's got to feel the acid stomach pain, stomach sizzling into it, and then it's got to flap about. Oh, I mean, I don't know how fast stomach acids work, but considering how quickly, if you take medication, considering how quickly they start hitting your bloodstream and stuff like that, it's not too long. I mean, it's quite quick, I would say.
That he drank the live goldfish. And there also was
It depends
another
and
fraternity while they were
also,
pledging.
It depends what it is. I mean, some things are tougher than others. If you swallow some metal of some sort, it's going to take a little while. In fact, you're going to get a cut butt. Anyway.
Made them eat whole liver. So they couldn't chew it. They couldn't.
Well, that's Liver King did that on his bloody own. And
that's better than
oh, dude.
That's better than goldfish. Goodness.
Oh, it's madness. Liver King would have loved that stuff, man. That's just that's pudding for him. But Liver King was a con, big con. Try to say he wasn't on roids. And he's lost his head now. He's totally off of it. And he's doing that, where people are drinking fish tank cleaning fluid because it's meant to be good for you somehow. Blue tank or whatever it's called, blue stuff. People are drinking it now apparently because it's meant to be good for you.
Oh my word!
Honestly, yeah. You see them going about with blue tongues. They've got blue tongues now because of it. And Liver King does it. You know what I mean? Loads of people do it. It's mental.
That's crazy. I know a guy who does eat river raw, and he also eats mountain oysters. He eats mountain oysters raw as well.
That's mad. Fish tank. Hold on. Is it classed as fish tank cleaner? Cleaner or something? Cleaner. Ingesting. Arizona man has died and his wife is in critical condition after both ingested chloroquine phosphate and apparent effort to stave off COVID-19. But people are drinking it. Yeah. It's chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine. Right. It's called blue something anyway as well. Fish tank. Blue. Yeah, medical experts issued warning about fish tank disinfectant. Let me see if there's any images of it, people actually reading it. Right. Methylene blue. That's what it gets called. Methylene blue. Why are people taking methylene blue? Right. So I'll just quickly show this. I know it's completely nothing to do with it, but there we go. So, methylene blue. Hold on. Why are people taking methylene blue now? Methylene blue is experiencing a surge in interest, partly due to online discussions and social media trends, but its use is primarily for specific medical conditions and should be approached with caution. While some individuals are exploring its potential cognitive and anti-aging benefits, it's crucial to understand that these are not established uses and can be risky without proper medical supervision. The primary well-established use of methylene blue is for treating methemoglobinemia, a rare blood disorder. But it's the same stuff as fish tank cleaner and methylene blue for humans.
It's mad the things that people will do to try to stay looking young.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy
yeah,
because
you do get one you can take medically, but it's the same stuff as the fish tank cleaner. You know, people are just drinking fish tank cleaners, making their mouths blue and stuff. It's mental. It's nuts. Crazy. Mental.
if you make it to, let's say you make it to 100, just for argument's sake, not many of us do anymore.
Yeah.
If you make it to 100 and if you make it to 100 and you're old and wrinkly, then you die.
Yeah.
And if you make it to 100 and you got weird lumps all over your face because all the work and Botox and shit that you did is now falling apart,
Yeah.
then you die.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you can either look natural and wrinkly or you can look like whatever the hell that is, and then you die. So, what does it matter?
Exactly, man. Exactly. You know, I wouldn't have anything done. The most I would have done is because I had my nose has been broken twice. Not many people notice it, but I notice a little kink to it. You know what I mean? That's the most I would ever have done if I could afford it. But that's it. That's only making something go back to what it used to be. You know what I mean? It's not having something make me look different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but it's mad the way some of these people get these procedures, and like there's ladies walking around, and it literally looks like I don't even. There's not a sports ball equivalent to what people stuff in the back of their shorts now, but it's like beyond anime or beyond. I don't even know how to describe it, but these, if you look at some of the images, it's crazy.
Yeah, skinny legs with big old butt implants to go out the back way and to go out the sides. So it's a caricature of themselves. They're making an actual caricature of themselves, but in IRL. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Madness, bro. Madness. Right, let's get this finished and we'll go over and watch the Eagle.
It up. They just have to eat the whole liver. And one guy, he died because he choked on the liver. And because of the secretive aspect of pledging,
we've got, hold on, how long's left? 49. We've got about 17 minutes left of it. I want to hear her confession of Christ. I mean, so far I think she's been truthful, but I'd like to hear her Christ part now. You know what I mean?
Other fraternity brothers didn't tell the ER what was happening with him, the paramedics. I mean,
maybe it's not that type of testimony. Maybe she is just telling the old part. But it'd be nice to hear, how she comes to Christ.
And they said that if they would have told him, they could have did the proper procedure to get that out of his throat, but they didn't tell him anything. Because it's this very secretive discretion, like, don't say anything. We don't know what happened. He just stopped breathing. Like, you know what happened. Like, tell the people what happened. But we're conditioned, like, no, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know this person. He just all of a sudden stopped breathing and he died. I saw another report of in a fraternity, they were pledging on a football field and they were making pledges jump up in the air and fall to the ground without having to break their fall. So they're jumping up in the air, slamming their body to the ground, breaking their arm, bruising themselves, their head, concussions, all of this is a part of the pledging process. And then, like I said, all of the alcohol, they make them drink crazy amounts of alcohol.
To make them more submissive and suggestible.
Kind of things. Brooms. Some people get beat with canes, brooms, baseball bats. There was a friend, he was pledging another fraternity at my school, was getting beat with baseball bats.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
That's disgusting. And it's crazy that when people get to that point, they don't leave. I imagine that some probably do, but a lot of them don't. And there needs to be a conditioning that happens, because I feel like even you, if you had been thrown into that right away, probably would have at least put a hold on things, but because it's a slow process,
well, you'd think
I imagine that it makes.
Maybe you don't realize it's so much of the slow process, but you'd think as soon as you were about to get humiliated with someone, or someone slapping you about in front of someone, you're being there submissive and cocking being a cock to them. No, I mean, I'm a placid guy, but I would end up losing my rag. I couldn't do that. Nuts.
People stay more. I don't know. Yeah, this is disturbing.
Very.
I don't even know what to say. So it's across Greek sororities, Greek fraternities, and we talked about the spiritual aspect, which probably most of these people don't even understand. It's very rare to.
Yeah, exactly. The people going into the fraternities and the sororities. Do you think they understand the spiritual side of it? No, I don't think so. Not even ones that are the head of the hazings and stuff. They probably don't know. They probably don't know. I mean, maybe some, but in general, they probably don't. Just going along with it because they think this is what they're meant to do. You know, this is what society or their parents and their culture maybe, or the wherever they're from, expect of them.
To know people that know about paganism, that know about what these things mean, Greek gods, the spirituality. So most of these people are probably doing it just unknowingly,
out of ignorance.
Exactly,
yeah.
Right.
So after
what she's described is paganism, but like she says, probably don't even know that's what they're doing. Like Minerva and all that. Probably didn't even know it was a Greek goddess, Roman goddess. You know,
pledging yourself and making that covenant with the spirit of Minerva. Just briefly, like, did your day-to-day life change in college? I don't even know how long it took. I don't, like, you probably, because it took 2 years to get there, so I don't even know how old you were when you actually were officially part of the sorority. But the day-to-day life, what does that look like?
Yes, I was a junior when I crossed. So I was, pre-pledging freshman, sophomore year. So I finally crossed when I was a junior. And when I tell you, my life went like 180, it completely changed. And so one of the reasons why I was really wanted to be.
I keep forgetting to show you guys. I don't know why they do it, why they do this point system thing, because it doesn't do anything. I'll just show you that. Jimenez is number 1 fan. There you go, Jimenez. Look, Jimenez, number 1 with 150 XP. Then Baza with 100 XP. Vicky with 75. Everybody else got 75. And to Jaden's got 25. And 4 Jags with 25. Fair play, Jimenez, number 1. Nice.
Because there's some type of like elitism that Greeks have on campus. You're like at the top of the totem pole, I guess. But you're like the popular kids on campus. So it was like when I crossed, it was like I was like a mini celebrity on campus. And I had, just like this notoriety. People would know me, the Delta Lie, and I would get all of this attention from.
And it talks too much. But it's weird though, because earlier on, Sandra was saying I'm spamming the chat. So he put a lot in. So it's weird that he wasn't up there. Because he thought he was even spamming the chat when he wasn't, obviously. It's just nobody else was in the chat.
Guys, my party life just skyrocketed up. It just went crazy. I went to parties beforehand, but not like this. It was crazy partying. And the only thing that I didn't partake in was alcohol. And that didn't start till after college. But I know.
You turned the scores off so you can't see yours. Okay. Oh, so you turned it off so you don't show up in here. Okay, that's cool. Because, like, if you want them scores off, you have to turn them off individually. I can't do it for you. Yeah, I wondered that myself, and I did try it, but yeah, it just turns them off for me. So if you do want them scores gone, you have to do them individually, independent of me.
The environment was heavy alcohol, heavy drinking, heavy partying, heavy,
Yeah.
being
Normal.
promiscuous and being this
And
very
that's a problem because that's a spiritual thing. Being promiscuous, just putting your seed into someone else, and the next person sleeping with another person, where you've got the seed is there, and then they go and sleep with another person, and that seed's mixed with that seed, and that person mixed with that person. Sex is a spiritual thing, man. Then you're passing a spiritual thing on and spreading it between people, and it's not good. It's not good. Because it's not under God to be promiscuous and just sleep around all the time. And I know we've done it. I know we've done it in our past lives and that, but it's just not right. It's not how we wanted us to do it.
very mean girl on campus because I don't got beat for 8 weeks. So you're not about to just just walk by me like I'm just some regular person, and people even treat you as if you're not regular, right? The way that you hey like they're just go out of their way just to speak because now I'm in a position where I'm the Delta, now you the prospect. So did you walk by me? You didn't say okay, I know you saw me. And so it's just like, just this mean girl, just this feeling
That's the thing, right? You're in the situation where at one point you're the one being hazed on, you're the one being humiliated, and that. But then later on, when you become you've got to inflict that on other people. You think, well, how can I do that to someone when I didn't like it myself? Again, what's expected of you? Madness.
Self and just all of that. It just really was anti-Christ.
Absolutely.
Anti-Christ spirit is just having a time. Pride,
elitism,
like I said, and then it also was when you try to join these organizations, they really push about the sisterhood, and I didn't have any sisters, so I really was looking forward to the sisterhood. And so there was sisterhood, but there was like
that could have been part of a reason why she wanted to be in a sisterhood, so to speak. She didn't have any in real life, so understandable.
Division.
Jolly man in the house. Good to see you, brother.
There was discord. There was bickering. There was so much back and forth between my line, back and forth between other lines, back and forth in the organizations, back and forth between other sororities, other fraternities. How they were saying, we're the best, you're not. Then the next organization, we're the best, you're not. It's like this whole, like, we are the best, nobody else is. So that mindset went into friendships. If you're an AKA, I'm a Delta, well, we don't get along because you're not a Delta. We don't get along because you're not an AKA. So it's like this whole, just this back and forth that actually is not of Jesus at all. So my life just took a turn, and it took a turn fast. As soon as I probated, my life was just like, Shoo!
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does make sense when you think about the fact that you just pledge yourself to a demonic spirit. Looking at it with that lens, it makes sense that life changes. Without that understanding, you probably would try to rationalize this away, but that's exactly what it is. So it's an evil, like Minerva's an evil spirit. So anyway, let's move forward with some of these things, because you probably can talk about this forever. But I'm curious. You grew up a Christian. Your mom was a Christian. So it's kind of a twofold question. Was your mom aware of any of these things, and the parts that she was aware of, what did she think about this? And the second part is, what happened to your Christianity relationship with Jesus or whatever that you had at a younger age before you joined?
So my mom, because like I said, nobody in my family was Greek, she didn't really have an understanding of the pledge process. I do know that she talked to one of our close cousins, and she told her that it really is just like boot camp in the military. She was like, she's just going to do, similar to that. So my mom, she knew I was pledging, but she did not know everything that I was going through. She would call me, in the morning time, but like, I'm just making sure.
See that, Jim? I'm just looking around my recommendation for videos, and yours is there for a video from 3 months ago. The Foundry. So 286 views you got on it. from 3 months ago. So yeah, even your videos have been recommended to me. So that's a good thing, Jim, man. Your videos are being recommended. Bless, bro. That's excellent. That's excellent.
Sure, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, mom, I'm all right. She's like, all right, I'll talk to you later. So she'll call and check on me, but I'm not telling her, mom, I just got beat with wood. Mom, I just got beat with a belt. Mom, I just got made drink all this crazy stuff. Mom, they just spit in my face. Mom, like, she doesn't know. Like, I'm not sharing all of that with her. So that's the first part. She did not know. And the second part is I did not have a true relationship with Jesus. I was still going to church though. That's how I was raised. I was still going, even while I was pledging, we going to church. Even when I crossed and I'm heavily into parties and I'm having sex with men as a Delta because, my elitism, men are swarming to me and I'm entertaining them and I'm still going to church on Sundays. I'm singing in the choir. After just coming from sleeping with a guy last night, I'm up here, hallelujah, because that's just how I have been conditioned as my relationship is just church activities. So I don't feel any conviction. I don't think anything's wrong. Nothing. I think I'm doing right. I think I'm doing good because especially in the African American culture, if you are in a secret society, you're doing good in life. You don't made it. You at the top.
No,
you at the top in the organization or in the culture because that's what they push is for people to be in these organizations because they are considered elitist. So if you made it in, you are successful in life.
So the other thing that I'm curious about is afterwards. So it's pretty clear that was your whole life and that's what you cared about. But that's when you're in college. And it it makes sense in the way that you're in college, you're with the college sorority and all of that. What happened after you left college and all these things kind of went away? I know it's supposed to be like a lifelong thing, but at least I heard. But how was the transition of leaving college for you?
So for me, it was a shift when
the heart of the air. Yeah, you can be a shield too if you want. Absolutely. How you doing, Heart of the Earth? Good to see you. We're all shields here, bro. We're all shields here. Of course. Of course. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's your first time here, though, isn't it?
I graduated.
In realities, obviously, in Keith, I think. But yeah. Bless you, man. Bless you. I think it's the first time you've been here, isn't it? Maybe not. I might be wrong.
And I was heavily involved in the organization, all of this. And when I graduated, I wasn't able to find a job in Houston. So I ended up having to move to Dallas. So when I moved to Dallas, it was kind of like a piece of me that was attached to the organization, like detached. And so I wasn't as super Delta as I was when I moved to Dallas, but I did still try to go to the meetings because they're different grad chapters across the US. So in Dallas, there's different type of grad chapters per different, counties. So I was going to different grad chapters, still trying to see if I, wanted to be involved in the organization. But I realized that I just didn't have the same passion that I had in college.
Thought so. I thought it was something weird there. YouTube deleted my other channels for spamming my video. Really? Shit, man. I thought you were here because, like, I seen you and you haven't got you weren't in blue, and that's why I said, "Welcome." It's your first time here, but I'm like, I know his name. Surely you had a spanner before, so yeah, I get it. Bless, man. Bless. Here's your spanner back. There's your wrench back, bro. Bless you, man.
So I started to, pull back on going to the chapter meetings, but I still had those.
I got there before you, Jim. I got there before you. Says he needs a tool. He's got a tool. He's got one.
Friendships. So I was still close to my former line sisters. I was still close to, the ones that had crossed before me, my sorority.
Yeah, you don't have to earn mine back. You just get it back. Usually you have to come here twice to get a spanner, but you were already here before, so you don't have to earn it. It's already yours.
sisters, and I still had friends. My circle was heavily, Greeks. So men in different fraternities, women in different sororities, that was pretty much my circle was Greek life. But I wasn't, involved when I graduated from college.
Okay. So earlier we had talked about how you had no idea of the spiritual aspects of the things that you were doing. How did you learn the significance of these things?
It was not until, so I had pretty much like I don't want to say encounter, but because I'm conditioned to go to church, always be involved in church. When I moved back to Dallas, I started trying to find a church home because that's what I know. That's my relationship with God is church. So I started trying to find a church home, and I ended up finding.
See, that's the thing. Like, look, she is definitely sincere, in my opinion. What's just a soccer? Oh, yeah, twat, Sandra. Yeah, I think she's telling the truth, in my opinion. Absolutely, she's just been straight to the point with everything. She's been on the level, I would say. But I think she's got the wrong idea of what church is. I mean, church to art, it seems like it's a building, that type of thing. That doesn't mean she's not saved or anything like that. I'm just saying she just seems to have the wrong idea of church. When church is the people, God's people, the body of Christ is church. Church building is just a building. Just a building.
I found a church home in Dallas, and the pastor, he was in a secret society.
Ooh.
So he was in a secret society, and a lot of members in the church were Greek as well. So I felt very at home. I was like, he's Greek, I'm not. And he also was talking a lot about Black culture. And so I'm like, oh, I really like this. So I was getting ready to join his church, but I felt at that time, I didn't know, but the Holy Spirit, he actually kind of withheld me from going. I was trying to walk down the aisle and join, but I just felt like a pullback. And I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to join. So I ended up going to a different church, and it was called Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. And when I started to go to his church, he started to preach the unfiltered word of God. And his first sermon was about sex. So I told you, when I got into the organization, I was just having time with the men. So that continued after I got out. I was still having relations with men.
At least she admits it. You know what I mean? She's not trying to hide the fact she was promiscuous. So fair play to her. And usually when you hear a sermon, when that particular thing has been your thing, it does hit you. The conviction gets you there. So yeah, fair play. Fair play.
And so I go to this church.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Good to see you, sister.
And the first sermon I hear about is sex. And I'm like, what is going on? What are you talking about? What? So that sermon.
That's the thing. That's the thing, Raz. For many, it's just like a social club. Like I say, I think she's told the truth all the way through. Absolutely. No, I've got no problem with her. She was a bit squeaky in that, but listen, I think she's told the truth all the way through. She hasn't said much on our relationship with Christ, but that's okay. Sometimes it's not about that. Well, it is about that, but sometimes the story is like telling the past part. But she did have the wrong idea of what a church is, as in she goes on it as being a building, like a social club, like you say, yeah. But fair play to her, she's been straightforward.
Was really like it kind of like opened my eyes that I'm like, okay, I'm not.
And at least I was one little bit where she didn't want to say about a secret society thing. I sat and what the ritual did, or whatever. I just said she didn't know. I think she did. I just think she didn't want to talk about that part too much. Maybe a little scared. But apart from that, I think she's been straight.
Living in accordance to the word. So from that moment, that is when my relationship with the Lord was established.
That's more like it.
Because I started to go to that church. He started to preach about different.
But he does put a lot of emphasis on the church itself, the building itself, rather than Christ. But, it's just like a misconception. There's just a slight fallacy. Doesn't mean to say it's heretical or anything like that. No, she's fine.
truths in the Bible. I didn't read my word. Like I said, my relationship was all church. I didn't take time to actually deep dive into the word. So when I started to go to that church, I started reading the word. I started maneuvering according to the word. I started praying. I started talking to the Lord. And so I truly, that moment was truly a moment of repentance. I truly turned away from the world and started walking with the Lord. And as I'm walking with the Lord, I'm still in my organization. So I gave my life in 2014 and I'm still in my organization. I'm not seeing anything wrong with being a Delta.
Yeah, no, well, there is. You just have to, I mean, it doesn't mean you're not saved just because you can't continue with it. It just means there's a lot of learning. You've got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Sometimes the renewing of your mind is not instant. So, yeah, you know, your heart could be actually true about what it's doing, but you don't realize that it's complete that bad. But yeah, as long as you came out in the end, that's cool.
And it wasn't until I started my YouTube channel and I was doing videos about Delta and doing videos about Greek life on a positive aspect. I'm talking about how good it is, how good it's been, you know, not talking about the pledging part because we're conditioned that that's secretive. But community service, sisterhood, all of this is good. So I'm talking about that on my channel. And it was a lady, she put a link in one of my comments and she said, the Lord told me to send you this video. She said, I don't know if it has something to do with what you're talking about or not. And so when I clicked the link, it was a denouncing video. And so denouncing pretty much just means that they came out of their organization. So it was an alpha and it was a delta that had denounced. They were a husband and wife. And so I remember when I looked at the title of the video, I'm like, what God ain't say that? You know, I'm like.
See what I mean about being too squeaky sometimes? she needs to take a breath now and again. But like I say, she's been straight all the way through. She's been straight. Fair play to her. But she's so squeaky sometimes.
I don't know why she sent me that video. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So I remember I went to sleep and I could not rest. For whatever reason, I could not rest. It was like that phone, because I had checked the video and I put my phone down, tried to go to sleep. It was like that phone had like stood up and was like looking at me the entire night. And I'm like, So I finally woke up. And at this time, this is 2021. I gave my life to the Lord in 2014. So this is quite a few years of me walking with the Lord. So I knew without a shadow of a doubt that because that was still on me when I woke up, that was the Lord. And when I woke up, I'm like, oh, God, what? Like, why do you want me to denounce? And I was like,
it's a secret society. Even if it's a sorority, it's still a secret society. You know, it's low level, but secret society. And Christ doesn't work within secrecy. You know, Great Commission is not meant to be in secret. Yes, when Jesus was about, he did say people, you haven't seen me, that didn't happen, that type of thing. You know, just don't tell anybody about this. That's because he was doing stuff. He was getting things ready. He wasn't being secretive, as in like a dark side to him. You know, that's a completely different thing. That was being cautious, not secretive. You know, so yeah. So secrets, it's like I say, it's darkness in general. That side of it, obviously. Light always overtakes the darkness.
But such as I started naming Christians in church who were deltas. I said, but such and such is a delta, such and such is a delta. I don't understand, like, you know. And so all I heard God say was, it's either me.
Because you talk about, you have to have your own personal relationship with God. You don't look at other Christians and just because they're doing it, you think it's okay for you to do it as well. No, their conviction hasn't. They've obviously gone against their conviction, and they're worried about what people think about them. Just keep it to God. You know what I mean? Worry about what God thinks about it. Simple as that.
Me or Delta, me or Delta, me or Delta. And so I'm like, God, why does it have to be either or? Because at that moment, I didn't think that there was any opposition between God and Delta. I'm thinking both of them are fine. But God said, it's either me or...
Earlier, I said it yesterday as well. My point was earlier that and I've been saying this lately for some reason, that darkness is the absence of light, but light isn't the absence of darkness. You know what I mean? Completely different things. Darkness is definitely the absence of light, but light is not the absence of darkness. So light will always overtake darkness. You know? That's how I see it. That's how I see it. But yeah, I get you, Jolly. I get you, man.
Or Delta. And I'm like, what? I'm like, God, okay. All right. I said, God, now you know I'm gonna always be obedient to you. I said, even though this doesn't make sense, I don't understand. I said, but I'm always gonna say yes to you. And so that was the moment I decided to denounce, come out of the organization. And it was the moment that I said, okay, that the Lord gave me a vision. And the vision was initiation. So in the vision I saw, we were in our white outfits. We were on our knees. We were on a pillow. And there was the Delta altar in front of us.
You go to mow the grass. Okay, you go mow the grass. That's fine.
And so we were pretty much bowing. And so that's what the Lord showed me. He reminded me of us bowing to that organization. That's when that covenant was established. And I came back out of the vision and I was like, God, I remember that. I remember us doing that initially. Like I hadn't remembered that for years since then. So God had gave me that revelation when I decided to denounce. And that's when I started to watch videos and I started to look through the ritual and I started to get this understanding of like, wait, what? So the first video I watched was the girl that denounced Delta, and she explained that Minerva was a female god. She's a Roman goddess. And so we are pretty much pledging ourselves to another god. And when
thy grass would be easier. Absolutely.
She broke that. It was just that.
Unless you're coming to mow my grass. Which I haven't got any because I'm in a block of flats.
Simple. And I was like, oh, wait, what? God, what? I didn't even know. Lord, I didn't know I was devoting myself to another God. Why would I do that, Lord? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. This is a dramatic thing. Yeah, she's straight, but she's very dramatic. But yeah, of course, if you're still in a society type thing like a sorority, you're not completely surrendered to God.
Like it wrecked me so bad because I was like, God, I did not know, you know. And I knew they do say she is a Roman goddess, but I'm not putting
Minerva. I think she was talking about being the Roman goddess. Minerva.
Two and two together that I'm now with that goddess. Like I'm in covenant with that goddess.
Exactly.
You know, and at that time I was doing it. I wasn't in relationship with the Lord anyway. So it wasn't going to affect me as it affects me now that I'm truly devoting my life to God and I'm living according to God and I'm trying to, do everything God.
That's where the lie was earlier when you were told that going into that you could never ever come out of it. You're never going to get freedom again. You can never be free of it. No, it's just a lie from the devil. You renounce it, you're free of it. You go with Christ, you're free of it. Walk with Christ, you're free of it.
And I'm realizing that the whole time I've been over here and I'm thinking I'm over here with you. And so that's how I started getting a revelation. Lord, that thing wrecked me.
Fair play.
So what did you do after that? After learning these things, after these memories being brought back to you of some of the things you had pledged yourself to, what'd you do?
I had already agreed that morning to come out of the organization. So once I started finding out the information, that just confirmed, I'm doing the right decision. So I sent my letter to the organization, letting them know that I no longer want to be a part.
Oh, guys, I've got a brand new phone coming tomorrow. My contract ran out, so I had to get it upgraded. So I've got a brand new phone coming tomorrow. It'll be there Samsung Galaxy S25. So if you want, if it comes before I start streaming, 2 p.m. tomorrow GMT, I'll unbox it on the stream. I know it's not something I usually do, but because I unboxed the microphone when I got it from chilling, I thought, yeah, it's just an idea. It's a brand new phone. I'll just unbox it so you can see what it's like. And that I had the S23, but for months and months and months now, I pawned it when I was a bit skint. For months and months and months, I've been using my old Motorola, and it's crap because the screen is broken and everything. It worked, but the screen is broken and that. But tomorrow, I've got a brand new phone coming, so praise the Lord. And there's no point in giving this one away to anybody because the screen's broken. It's rubbish. You might as well just chuck it. And it's very slow nowadays as well. Very slow. Usually I give it when I get a new phone, I give my old one away, but it's not usually broken, you know. But that one's broken, so there's no point. There's no point.
So I sent my denouncement letter to them, and I also called one of my best friends. She was a part of AKA, and she had actually denounced a few.
AKA is Alpha Kappa Alpha. I thought when she first said it, I thought it was like, it's also known as.
Few years prior. So that she was the first person I called because I was like, she's going to understand because she denounced too. So I called her and I just kind of got her story of how God had told her to come out of AKA.
Still want to know why she's wearing curtain opener tire hangers on tassels on her ears. So it looks like to me. Space Leprechaun's back.
And how she went through her house and she removed all of the AKA, paraphernalia. I think she said they burned it, but she just kind of was explaining that the Lord had brought revelation as well. And so I started he actually told me to tell all of my line sisters. So I called all 18 and told them I was coming out of the organization and why. I told them that we had bowed during initiation and we're not supposed to bow to any other god but God. And I told them that Minerva was a female god and
that's a sign of worshiping. You're meant to worship nothing else but God, no one else but God. So bowing before Minerva is form of worship to a false idol. So absolutely
supposed to be in nothing with no other gods. And I told them, I said the ritual contains manipulated scripture because it does. It actually
always
it takes love is patient, love is kind, it does not boast, and it says a soror is patient, a soror is kind, she does not boast. So it manipulates scripture.
It does not envy. Yes, Baza.
I think she may have won today.
She may have what?
She may have won the award today.
Oh, what did she say? Hold on, what did she say? Hold on, let me go back. How long ago?
I'll have to look into it. Isn't that the passage where love is everything for like 400 verses or something? You know what I'm on about?
Love is kind. Love is long suffering and does not boast. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Aye.
So what's the Mandela of that?
I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's all charity now.
What? Charity is kind. Charity is is what?
Yeah, I don't know if I can get to my app while I'm on the StreamYard, but I'm pretty sure it's charity. I think so. I don't want to misspeak, so I won't say for sure, but I think so.
Do you know something? I know so that it was love does not boast because it was a memory verse for me when I was in rehab. It was one of my 21 memory verses that I had to remember for my exams after I got to phase 4. Well, phase 3. I had to do my exams to get to phase 4. And that was one of my memory verses. It was from the NIV, but it was still one of my memory verses. And it's love does not boast. You know what I mean? Love is kind, patient. You know what I mean? All that stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to check it out because my wife actually got us a picture with it.
Yeah, that's mad. Anyway.
Sure. Wow. And I was letting them know that the Bible says you can't do that. You can't add to, you can't take away. And so I was just kind of listing some of the things I said. And even one of our songs that we sing all of our love, our peace and happiness. We're going to give it to Delta. And I said, that ain't supposed to go to nobody but the Lord.
That's worshiping. That's worshipping someone else, something else, a false idol before God. Absolutely.
So
She's right.
I'm explaining this to each member. Some people understood, some people didn't. And I was like, hey, that's on y'all though. I just had to give the information. So I called them. I called a lot of my Greek friends, some of my Alpha friends who were a part of a fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. I told them, I said, you know, your rituals say Alpha Phi Alpha is the light of the world, but the Bible say that Jesus is the light of the world. So I'm just like sharing these revelations with all of my Greek friends, and majority, if not all, were like, okay. And they stayed in their orgs. So
not only that, also, I remember you talking about final judgment thing, right? And that's what it's referring to. You know, if you hadn't called that earlier on when we were talking, it's pledging yourself until final judgment. You yoke yourself to this like evil entity until the judgment, which essentially it kind of is selling your soul to this.
Well,
that's what it is.
Pretty much.
It's not. Well, it is, but it's a lie. You can't sell your soul. You can't sell. It's not yours. Not yours to sell. You can't sell what isn't yours. If you do, then it's a crime, you know, in real life. If you sell something that's not yours, it's fraudulent, you know. So you can't sell what's not yours. You can't sell your soul to the devil. It's not yours. It belongs to God. So if you sell it, it's fraudulent. God could take that back. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie that you can't get out of it once you've done it. Simple. God, Jesus breaks it just like that, just by accepting him and confessing him. That's it. Done. Done.
So it's fascinating that you learned all of these things. And like I said earlier, thank you for sharing this, because I know that you're supposed to be bound by secrecy and you're breaking whatever the oath that you made to one another.
Yeah, that's not enough.
And a lot of people
nothing. That doesn't mean nothing to her now. Jesus Christ, shouldn't even mean a thing to her now.
We don't want to do that, but you're supposed to break oaths when that's the moral thing.
That's not bad, actually. Copy, like, it wouldn't let me do it in 780 or 720 or 1080. So I usually do things in 780. I mean, I can't do it in 1080, but sometimes it goes. Sometimes it messes about with the signal a bit, so I do it in 780, 720. But it wouldn't let me download this in 720. It let me download it in 360. But it's still all right for 360. It's pretty good for 360. If there was anything presented on screen, maybe right now, type text or whatever, it might be a little fuzzy, but it's What about my new stuff? Does it show up? What do you mean, stuff on your channel? Are you on about Are you on about your videos on your channel or your playlists or whatever? Oh yeah, you've got some shots on your channel on that. I see. And playlists. Is that what you're talking about? All right. Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about anyway, but anyway.
So thank you for doing it.
Yeah, and especially when I'm renouncing, you know, I'm no longer in agreement with those oaths, the secrecy. I'm no longer in agreement with the organization, so I'm not bound to secrecy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Exactly. When he was just saying that, no, fair play. She said exactly what I meant. Absolutely, fair play. She's not bound at all. She's in Christ now. She's bound to Christ.
Yeah,
I'm
PJ,
bound to live in the light.
Sorry, bro.
Yes, that's it. It's I just went and checked it.
What? Oh, is it? What? It
Yeah,
does
the First Corinthians 13.
In the King James version.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get it up. 1 Corinthians 13, isn't it?
Yeah, 13. I'm pretty sure that's the verse that we're on about.
It is. It was like I say, it was a memory verse for me, but I memorized it from NIV just because that's what I was using when I was in rehab. But then I realized I preferred New King James. You know, NIV I don't like at all. But that's where we learned it from. So a quick look. Let's get full screen.
Yeah, sometimes I go and put little post-its
Right.
for different
One
origin
quick.
things.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Freaking hell. Let's read it out from the top. Right. Do I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity? I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Wow. And that, though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and that I have faith, have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. Wow. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Dude, it does. All the way down it says charity instead of love.
Yeah, it's every instance.
I mean, charity means love, doesn't it? In a way.
Yeah, but
not
in the same way, trespass means debt, right?
Yes, but it's not, like I say, it doesn't change the meaning of it, but it mitigates it. It does dilute it a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, if I give charity to my brother, I gave him a spare quid. But do I love my brother?
Right. So, like yeah, exactly. So, but if I put charity, what does charity mean in the Bible? Charity meaning in the Bible, it does say in the Bible, charity primarily signifies love. Doesn't specifically say absolutely mean right, specifically the Greek word agape. See, no, to me, I don't agree with that, because agape is unconditional. God's love, that's unconditional.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
you're
that's
saying charity and it signifies love, that's not a God. That's not the same as agape. Signifying love is not the same as. I think it's diluted. I think it's diluted a little. It doesn't change the meaning. Like I said, it doesn't change the meaning, but it's diluted it. That's
yeah, because agape is on the same level as what love we have from God. So we don't
exactly.
have charity from God. That lessens it a bit, I think.
Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. The mitigations. Aye. Okay, man. Do you know something? I think now we've read it. I think I did hear this before, but I didn't check it out. That's nuts. That's pretty nuts. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah,
so many of them. It's crazy.
yeah, it is. Hey, DeWitt. Good to see you. Good to see you.
In the darkness anymore. But there are still a lot of people that they won't talk about it because they're still bound to that secrecy.
Right.
But I know that me talking about it in the light is going to provide revelation to others that are in organizations, and prayerfully bring back some remembrance, because a lot of these things we forget about. A lot of these things we overlook, like the rituals that I was reading through. I didn't remember seeing any of that, but it happened.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So earlier, you talked about joining the organization and how that changed your lifestyle. And it seemed that there was some kind of spiritual aspect to it, whatever, maybe a spirit attaching to you. I'm not sure. Did you need to get deliverance after renouncing that?
Yes, I did. I actually went through deliverance. I want to say the exact same time frame that I sent my letter in. I talked to a friend, and she gave me.
Well, if you were already saved, if you were already saved, you wouldn't have need deliverance. I mean, it's then weird then, because you said she said you were still within when she was going to church and got saved and all that, she was still carrying on until she realized with the sorority, under another. So if she was actually saved, she wouldn't need deliverance. I mean, that's sometimes a false teaching. If you're saved, you don't need deliverance. But then if you did need deliverance, then you weren't saved in the first place, I mean, there is some Christians that still think that you can have demons whilst being saved. You can't. Light and darkness don't live in the same place. You can't. But, it's maybe just our being sure, like I say, not everybody's got the correct doctrine. Didn't you say they're not saved? But, Yeah.
Because she had renounced also, but she gave me a bunch of renunciation prayers that I just one day I was just
Renunciation prayers, not such a thing. Same as like the sinner's prayer. People keep going on. I did the sinner's prayer. I became a Christian, but there is no. It's not scriptural. You don't have to do this prayer that saves you. You just need to ask Christ to save you. You just need to confess and believe. That's it. Ask for salvation. You don't have to do this prayer that everybody keeps going on about. I mean, there is actually a sinner's prayer now where people change the words slightly. But yeah, there's a sinner's prayer. I mean, there should be no such thing as a renouncing prayer. But people make these prayers up and they make them doctrine. They make them teaching sometimes. You know, sometimes that's a problem. It's like when I was in rehab, they wanted me to do this 7 steps to freedom, which I did, but it's not in scripture. I mean, the principle might be to a certain extent, but going through this ritual of 7 steps to freedom, which meant I had to confess everything to a certain person, everything I'd done wrong and I was ashamed of and all that kind of stuff to a person. But it doesn't say I need to do that. It's in scripture. So like some people make these things up and we think they're right, you know, and they're not. I was just under fallacy then, you know, misconception, misunderstanding of scripture. But I just think people, and usually that's, I mean, like I say, I was in Pentecostal, I was in charismatic when I came to Christianity. So like they do tend to do that sometimes. Like they think the Holy Spirit is leading them in a certain way, and like you're putting limits on the Holy Spirit if you're not throwing yourself on the ground and stuff, you know. It's silly. But yeah, anyway.
I just prayed this whole booklet of prayers, renouncing, repenting unto the Lord for every single thing, breaking those soul ties that I had with all of my former line sisters.
Well, I said yes. I went to rehab for 1.5 years, nearly, and then another time for 8 months. You know, I went for time. I needed to go. Though and be away for a while. Detox would have been no good because detox within a few weeks, then you go home and you see the same people. I had to be away from my town for a while, you know. So it was when I was in Fraserburgh in Scotland, and I had to come down to London, and then I completed it in Wales. But it took 1.5 years.
That's what essentially happens. You
It's
become
like
one. Like
after you're over the drugs, it's like Bible college with work program there as well. And we went in, evangelized at the weekend, street evangelizing to the homeless and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff.
In the spirit too. So I was breaking, you know, those ties that I had to my former line sisters. I was renouncing everything that I had came into agreement with by pledging, by doing those rituals above ground and underground. So I was just kind of trying to cover every area. And so I remember as I was reading and repenting and praying, I remember hearing the Holy Spirit saying, like, don't stop, keep going. My body started to get really warm. I started to really sweat profusely. And this may be a little X-rated, but I went to the bathroom and everything was just expelling. It was just coming out. And the Holy Spirit was like, keep going. Like pray to the end. And so I was just praying and repenting, praying and repenting. And that I just felt all of that it just came out.
See, some people get them kind of experience where they feel cleansed, stuff coming out. I didn't get none of that cleansing feeling. I didn't get none of that woo knocked on my ass stuff, you know. But some people do get that kind of experience, or I feel the love flowing all the way through them and that. I didn't. Mine was based on faith. My relationship with God was based on faith. I didn't get none of these feelings that I prayed for that everybody else was getting, you know. Yeah, that's right.
It came out. And that was right around the same time that I sent my letter.
So you have quite an interesting story. It's the first of its kind that I hear, which is why I wanted to reach out to you. And to close this out, I want you to give a word to people. Well, I guess to 2 different kinds of people, or I don't know, maybe 3.
Absolutely, Jaden, 100%, bro, 100%.
People that are interested in joining sororities or fraternities, what would you say to them? Or people that have joined in the past?
The thing is as well, I mean, this is part, it's in my testimony on my channel anyway. People have seen my testimony umpteen times. But when I went to rehab, Teen Challenge, I had to have faith in God. I had to. I was from Fraserburgh, Scotland. I gave up a house. I mean, the house had nothing in it. I was a junkie, complete junkie. Had nothing in it. I had a black and white TV, 2 black and white TVs on top of each other. One had a blanket over it to cover the fuzziness because it had no picture. But the one that had a picture had no sound. So I used one TV for the sound and one TV for the picture. And I had a camp bed in the corner and my needles and all that are lying about and stuff, you know, all that kind of stuff. So like I had a 2-bedroom house, but nothing in it and all that kind of stuff. But I had to go from Fraserburgh in Scotland to London, which is 500 miles apart by road, maybe 600 by road, you know, 600. So, and I had to give up the house because I know it's a long time. You had to be there for a year at least. So I had to give up the house. So, and move to London to be in a residential rehab. So I had to have faith. I had to have faith of some sort because I give that up to go there. If I messed up the rehab, I had nowhere to live, nowhere. So I had to have faith. I mean, I did leave that rehab after I got baptized because I fell for 6 days, but I moved out with someone who was in the rehab, went back on drugs for 6 days, then they took me back after 6 days. When I went back groveling, they took me back. Fair play, and that was God. And I fell after my baptism. That's why I want people, if you get baptized, expect the devil hates it. Expect some kind of attack. Not always, but expect it just in case. That's when Jesus got attacked after he was baptized as well. Obviously, he didn't fall for his. I fell for mine. I'm not Jesus though. But yeah. But just saying, that's part of my testimony anyway. Anyway, bless.
Or even the third one would be like parents that have children that are in these things. What would you say to these people?
So that's 3 different areas. So the first area, you mentioned those that are interested in joining. So I would say to those that are interested, everything that glitters truly is not gold.
I like that. The Prince song. All this glitters ain't gold.
Because what got me was the glitter. I saw the community service. I saw the sisterhood. I saw how these organizations are.
Anytime I was on community service, it was a sentence for doing a criminal activity. That's the only time I was on community service.
Are esteemed in our culture. I saw how they were esteemed on campus. I saw how so many, like Angela Bassett.
Yeah, I reckon a lot of people should have these experiences, but a lot of churches do put emphasis on it. Like if you don't have a certain feeling in church. But yeah, absolutely, definitely. But being knocked on your ass and that, no, definitely not. No, it's not as a regular thing. But when you first come to Christ, yeah, some people do get the flashes of lightning and a feeling of love going through them when they first come to Christ. But when you're on, getting prayed for every week on a Sunday, I'll pray at altar call or something, and you're falling your ass and you're making weird noises and all that stuff and jumping about, and you know, and that's no. But when it comes to this conversion experiences, they do happen without a doubt. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. No feelings of love. No feelings. I mean, feeling I was accepted. But yeah, I no feelings of love or sparks or anything like that. It was a faith thing. It really was. And I'm glad. It was. And I'm glad it still is.
It is a Delta. Queen Latifah just became a Delta. So I saw all of these celebrities that were Delta. So I'm thinking, oh, this is
at least she's learned a lesson from that. Like you say, all them glitters ain't gold. So celebrities are the glitters. They're not gold.
Great organization because I see all of this. But then when you peel the layers and you look behind the scenes and you look at the different rituals that we have to do, underground pledging and above ground, all of those rituals, pledging your life over to these organizations. Why do you have to do all of these rituals just for sisterhood? Why do you have to do all of that just for community service?
Because they want to control you. We want you to be submissive and control you. You know this, obviously.
I remember I was on a podcast and I mentioned how I was over this large community service organization, and we didn't have to do any rituals just to do community service. And so I would tell the person that.
Well, I didn't have to do rituals for community service, but I did have to do a criminal activity.
Interested that you don't have to, like you said, sell your soul, give your soul away just for sisterhood, just for brotherhood, just for community service. If you are a Christian, you already got all of that in Jesus. We already have sisters in Christ. We already have brothers in Christ in Jesus. We already do good works for the glory of God. Everything that these organizations sell, we already have.
Absolutely.
We are already the elect of God. We're already, a separate, special group unto the Lord. We don't need to sell our soul. We don't need to do all of these demonic rituals. We don't need to get beat for the underground process.
Yeah, fair play to her. I think she's straight. She's got a few things that would need looking at. You know what I mean? She needs to lessen the emphasis on church as a building. The emphasis on church is the people, the body of Christ, not the church, and whatever's going on there. You know what I mean? She needs to be kind of drawn out of that. But no, I mean, at least she's been straightforward with her experiences. Like I said, there was one thing I think she held back on. But I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Not everybody needs to tell absolutely everything about their life. Some people do judge whether they're Christian or not,
We don't need to be talked to crazy just so we can have sisterhood or brotherhood or do community service. It's unnecessary. And so for the second group, I would truly say, go back and read your ritual book. Go read the book. Because when I read it, I was like, did I say these things? I don't remember saying this. I don't remember vowing this. I don't remember.
Because you were submissive. You were just going with the flow. You wanted to be accepted into sisterhood. You said you had no sisters in real life, IRL. You were an only child. So, or maybe not an only child, you maybe had brothers, but you didn't have sisters. So it was a sisterhood, a sorority. So you wanted to be part of it. So you were submissive to it. You just said what you had to say, didn't pay any thought to it, any heed to it. But when you come to Christ, then you realize the words you said. It's like, what? I said that? Wow. It's because you wanted to be accepted.
Final judgment, and that's the thing. That's the tactic of the enemy. He don't want you to remember. And so God is charging all of us to go back and read our ritual book and see what we agreed to. And as you're reading, ask yourself, would Jesus agree to these same things? Would Jesus do these same things? You ask yourself that. Even you think about your pledging process. Would Jesus endure that for the organization when he's already endured that for our salvation? All of the beating, all of the profanity, all of that, whatever they went in on the Lord for our salvation. He endured all of that for the cross. So why are we now enduring all of that for another God? It's not necessary. And for the parents who have children that are in these organizations, I would tell you to pray.
100%.
Pray for revelation that your child would truly understand what they are involved in. You look at the ritual, there's an altar present. They're sacrificing themselves unto that organization. And unless they renounce it, they're going to still be in covenant with that organization until they die. And so as a parent, you got to pray against that thing. Pray against it. And get information as you're watching. Get information about the organization that your child is in. And whenever the Lord leads you to say something about the organization, you say what the Lord is leading you to say. And if they don't receive it, that's all right. At least you presented the information and you just go back into prayer. Because the same thing that people were praying for me. When I denounced, people said that they had been praying for me, interceding for me. One of my best friends that was an AKA, she told me, I've been praying for you. When I came out, I started praying for you. And so this is just evidence that prayer works. The Lord moved off of those prayers.
100% prayer works. People say prayer don't work because they never wait for the answer. They pray. Oh, it didn't work. God didn't answer me. You know what I mean? No, you didn't wait long. What about if God's saying not right now? What if he's saying just no? You've got to remember in God's timing as well. You know, people get too impatient. You know, God knows what's best for you more than you do. Simples. What is that channel? Sandra's channel. Oh yeah. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. There's the link for tomorrow's stream, by the way, guys. The afternoon stream. AI learned black magic.
And I'm on the other side because people were interceding for me.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Almost False podcast. As always, if you want more,
fair play to her. Fair play to her. I think she was straight. Fair play to her. I think she was straightforward. Obviously misled in a few things, but you know, fair play. She got the gist of it. Gist of it. Fair play to her. I thought I was good. Because, like I say, sometimes I'm dubious about some of the testimonies that come from his channel, but I think ours was great. Fair play to her. Wow, that took 3 hours. Wow. Right, guys, we've got to go over to Rumble now and watch the movie The Eagle. It's not movie night. It's only on a Tuesday after the topic, which is the main thing. Like Friday night, Saturday night, and all that. The main thing is that we do a topic, but the main thing is the movies and all that. But on a Tuesday, the main thing is the topic. And then we just do one movie just to chill with on Rumble. So, yeah, we've done 3 hours here. So, yeah, let's go over to Rumble. That's, yeah, DeWitt's putting in some links and all that stuff as well for people's channels. Fair play to you, bro. Let's put I'm going to play out there, Harry Mac, but let's put in so that's I've put in the link for my stream tomorrow. And this is the link for Rumble, where we're going now. So let's play out with Harry Matt. Let's do that. And it'd be cool if you join us, watch the movie over on the other side, on the Rumble side. But if not, I will see you tomorrow. Where are we? There we go.
Oh, could I do a freestyle rap for you?
Yeah.
All right, sick, but I need your help. Could you give me like a few creative words to use in my freestyle? And let's say no food and no animals, because those are the most common ones people say.
You got any words? Xbox.
Xbox, all right.
PlayStation.
PlayStation, all right. Now no more video game consoles.
All right, Cash App.
Cash App, all right.
PayPal.
Xbox, PlayStation,
Wow.
Cash App. What'd you say?
PayPal.
So two consoles, two bloody cash apps. What the heck?
Some themes going on. All right, now let me get one for the fifth and final word. Let's just get a complicated word from your mind.
Antisocial. Antisocial.
That was good. Someone whispered it to you, but we'll take it. Antisocial.
No,
Oh, it's on your shirt as well. Okay, I like that. Antisocial social club. All right, so we're going to go with Xbox, PlayStation, Cash App, PayPal, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, antisocial. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, off the top of the dome.
Sorry, quickly before I continue with that, I'm just going to quickly show what Jaden just put in. Right, so this is Jaren is officially quitting. Let's all celebrate. Who was this? Who did this? Oh, true. All right, okay. Let's have a look. It's only 27 seconds long. Cover chat.
Good. I was kind of bummed hearing this was going to be the last Speaker's Corner.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not enough people watching anymore. In fact, the channel's probably going to go away pretty soon.
Na 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 na. Hey. Goodbye. One more time, bitch. Na 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 na. Hey. Goodbye.
Oh, dude, it is funny, but Jake the asshole is an asshole. I don't like him, but it is funny. I don't like Jake the asshole. He's another prick that him and German had that thing where they've got penis competition. You know what I mean? Penis size and competition. It's silly. And you know what he said? No, Jake the arsehole thinks he infiltrated Flat Earther and he's not actually a Flat Earther. That's what he said. I infiltrated just pretending to be a Flat Earther when he's not a Flat Earther. Now, he knows it's flat, obviously, but he's obviously been a dick. Whatever. But, yeah, it was funny. I am, like to say, guys, whoever wants to join us in Rumble, we are going over at Rumble to watch a movie. Just one movie, like, it's not movie night, but going over to watch The Eagle, Channing Tatum 1, 2011. Brilliant movie. To do with Ruben Soldier and that, but it's really good. But I'll get, again, the link's there if you want to join us. It'd be cool if you do. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. The link for the stream is there for tomorrow afternoon, and it's ready to go. Right, let's do it.
You know I'm locked in the zone. Yeah, I be getting live off the tip of this. Rappers stepping up, they won't survive when I'm ripping this. Break it down for all of y'all, you know that Mac will get props. I represent for hip hop. Whether you done seen the vids dropped on YouTube or up on my TikTok, y'all know that I leave all my competition pissed off. Listen, I'm out here slaying them lames. No Xbox, cause the Mac ain't playing no game, so I ain't gripping no controller. Only thing I am is a microphone holder. Check the way I jam, I be spitting something off the dome, and it sounded too tight. I'm too hype, I shine bright. I'm something like your blue lights. Seen them on the background. The track I'm about to smash this. Shouts out to the homie who be rocking clear glasses. I'ma help you see clear. Mac is blessed just to be here.
Hey Roger, how you doing, man? I noticed that you were on the same time as me tonight. Well, not the same time, but like you'd be on at the same time as me doing the movies. But I'm leaving YouTube now and I'm going over to Rumble, bro. I'm on the Rumble side. But bless you, man. Have a good stream, bro. Bless you, dude.
Every time I rhyme, yo, I fill MCs with fear. Pointed to her glasses like he just called them out. That's what I am all about. Hey, yo, there's no way to waste this. I'm making rappers taste this. I be getting busy when I'm rocking in these places. Killing tracks, check it off my list. Put the X in the box whenever I be racking like this. Yeah, in fact, I'ma put the rapper in a box that's a coffin. Every time I spit, you know I'm causing mad problems. And I be so amazing, but fuck the radio, they don't play me on they station. Yeah, hey, yo, y'all know I came to rip. Every time I rhyme, I go fast, I dip. I'm like Usain Bolt when I be sprinting over tracks. Every Mac is killing it, I'm winning, that's a fact. Yo, I get the people hype, I might just make you stand up. I seen that you was feeling it, you went and threw your hand up. I kicked them live flows, and it's crazy how far I go. If I'm on the PlayStation, I'll be playing Spyro, making rappers crash like Bandicoot. I be calling.
Well, when I went on to your thing earlier, it said you were on in a few hours, as in like the same time as me. Have you changed it? Because it did say you were on. It did say you were on, bro.
Out to all the damn recruits, all the dope MCs, come one, come all. If they wet when they spit, then they gonna fall. I'm a pack in the venue that's wall to wall, spitting mad fast. Life goes up and down like the NASDAQ. Where's the cash at? Y'all know that we have that. If we didn't have it, we would have to drop the cash app. I'm plugging into the flow station. Yeah, cash app, we using that for donations. Listen, every time I spit live, trust me, if I'm rocking, cash app applies. Why is that? Cause my flow is money. When it come to lyrics, I ain't never no dummy. My lyrics are sweet as honey. Whenever I'm rhyming, you know that I slay foul. Rappers, then I ask them for they PayPal, so that I can pay them to make up for all the damages that I just caused to these corny rappers with the flaws. We be getting the paper, he gon' pull up the caper. Every time I spit, these MCs know that I'm major. Yeah, I got them disgusting rancid vocals, and I'm antisocial. I'm staying at the crib, never leaving out the house. But these dope freestyles, they be flying out my mouth. Yeah, people about to show me love. You in the antisocial social club. Y'all know these freestyles, they be sacred. I said, someone whispered that to you, but we gon' take it. Grab it off your shirt, rapping on the verse. Check out how these facts I spit disperse all throughout your brain waves. I'm ripping mics in insane ways, and I came to say my flow is automatic like an AK. I'm laying them down, I'm never playing around, so thanks for watching. Every time he's in the session, y'all should use caution. I came to spread joy, never out here to destroy. If you rockin' with the music, go and make some noise. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, you A.
Excellent. And move from Studio A. Right. There's the link for Rumble there. And come on, chat, come back up. There we go. And there's the link for tomorrow's stream at 2 p.m. GMT. Yeah, you don't have to explain, bro. It's all good. Don't worry. I know you had a phone call. I know. You had to do a phone call of some sort. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. I don't mind. Look, sometimes we're going to cross paths. Sometimes we're going. That's going to happen. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't have to justify it. Right, guys. I will see you over the Rumble side. If not, I will see you tomorrow. If you're not coming to Rumble, watch the movie. I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. GMT. So, bless yous, guys. Let me just get this sorted. So, yeah, because sometimes I go to press the wrong thing. So that one and that one. Okay. Thanks for watching. Right. Bless you guys. And I will see you in the Rumble. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow on the YouTube. Bless you guys. Hear the sunset's free. It's free.
Indeed.
Indeedy. Ta-ta.